find it strange. Windows down, see my city in the light rain. At the stoplight, watching all the shorties hustle. Ain't even come of age, already flexing muscle. I take a hit, blow it out, time to keep it pushing. Tears falling from my mother's eyes, from the skies. In my head I keep thinking, what's the next movement? When I pursue, it's just another form of self-improvement. I want more, like the things I never had before. So we explore every avenue to open doors. Too many sleeping in the streets without a thing to eat. Hold on to dreams long gone, trying to stay strong. They say God will never give you more than you can handle. And at your lowest point, anoint you for your biggest battle. The non-believer asking why he let somebody die. Ask the one who pulled the trigger. Fire. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. You won't see what's coming, you won't see what's coming. Play my song in the drop, hit the joint slow. Blow that endo, blow that endo, blow that endo, blow. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. You won't see what's coming, you won't see what's coming. Play my song in the drop, hit the joint slow. Blow that endo, blow that endo, blow that endo, blow.
Politicking, blowing bottom with the politicians. My clique could kill for me, but that's what that good karma get you. Pussing up the killer, smoke it like it's competition. Keep it real with all my niggas shitting on these bitches. 59 Impala bending corners, hitting switches. Pistol on my lap, cause where I'm from, I'm still the richest. Money tall as Horace Grant on top of Scottie Pippen. Shot his ass just like a free throw at the gun center. I know you watching me, I know you wanna bees. You know we rolling deep, might let you roll a weed. I got your bitch around, it's time to twist a pound. Might let you get your money up to come and sit you down. But that's the game we play, when it's a major play. We talking EMs, only moving in a major way. I'm talking major league, we moving major weed. Get the money to me, then you gotta wait a week.
Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. You won't see what's coming, you won't see what's coming. Play my song in the drop, hit the joint slow. Blow that endo, blow that endo, blow that endo, blow. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. You won't see what's coming, you won't see what's coming. Play my song in the drop, hit the joint slow. Blow that endo, blow that endo, blow that endo, blow. See the stars high as Mars on the mezzanine. Mesmerized by the greatest thing I ever seen. Say a Hail Mary, count your blessing, never stressing. You want the lesson to relieve the tension, pay attention. There's no amount of money washing what you done away. You can't run away. I bought a gun today. Bought it to protect my home. On the news another family died by the chrome. Sweat dripping down my cheek, I can't even speak. In the haze in my head, feel my will is weak. Pick me up, don't leave me hanging, don't give up on me. I could be the one you need. Sweat dripping down my cheek, I can't even speak. In the haze in my head, feel my will is weak. Pick me up, don't leave me hanging, don't give up on me. I could be the one you need. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. You won't see what's coming, you won't see what's coming. Play my song in the drop, hit the joint slow. Blow that endo, blow that endo, blow that endo, blow. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. You won't see what's coming, you won't see what's coming. Play my song in the drop, hit the joint slow. Blow that endo, blow that endo, blow that endo, blow. never pop, never talk. Never slap you with the flavor. Cut you off with the bad behavior. Another L that you're taking. You should question the decisions that you're making. Rolling with your makings in the bag of the insane. Cali cherries taking off on a paper plane. I got the bomb, yeah, I got the bomb. I got the bomb, paper in my pom. 31 flavors, keep it calm. I got the bomb, paper in my palm gone. Mother Mary say what's we lit. Got the medicine coming. Mother Mary say what's we lit. Got the medicine coming.
Back with full of ink, man, and you know it's emoji. I just said a word, a pound gets hit like emojis. One hit of the shit, a nigga stuck like I'm loading. Got my whole team sipping, guess I'm coaching the coding score. Blowing purple map, I'm full of Whoopi and Oprah. Room super cloudy, y'all gon' need an Aroka. When I'm done buying Doja, the price look like a soldier. You know we gon' play tug of war if I get pulled over because I got the bomb,
Yeah, I got the bomb. I got the bomb, paper in my pom. 31 flavors, keep it calm. I got the bomb, paper in my palm gone. Mother Mary say what's we lit. Got the medicine coming. Mother Mary say what's we lit. Got the medicine coming.
That's Chuck's helicopter. He's about to land right up. Welcome back. We had a two-hour break.
Yeah. Welcome, yeah.
How'd it feel?
3 hour.
3?
Yeah.
It was only, yeah.
Yeah.
Take a nap, Bobo?
No, I didn't take a nap.
Yeah, it was
work.
a 3-hour break. That's right.
3 hour.
That would have been nice, though.
A 3-hour break. We're waiting on Chuck. He should be here shortly. But that is the reason we are here at 7.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because it's Chuck D.
Word up.
Is this the first podcast that's at this time, this special edition?
Yes. Yeah, special edition. You know what I'm saying? The rhyme animal.
The uncannibal.
I mean, I grew up to Public Enemy. I mean, that was my shit.
Man.
Oh, it's the same.
And,
It's the same.
and to get to rock with dude, like, off top from, you know, various projects and then, you know, with the other band or whatnot. Incredible.
He's Superman?
Is he Superman? Yeah, he's Superman, man.
Man.
He's Superman.
I mean, I remember, like, you know, like, there's some songs or some artists that you remember when you very first heard them.
Yes.
Like, the very first time.
Yes.
And, yeah, this was not on the radio when I first heard Public Enemy. It was at school, high school,
Yeah.
at the lunch table.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it was like, in my high school at the time, it was predominantly Hispanic, and there were about maybe like 12 black kids. And they all had like their table there at lunch, and they had their, you know, their boombox, and they're blasting Yo, Bum Rush the Show, and, you know, My Uzi Weighs a Ton, and I'm like,
all that fly shit, son.
I'm like, who the hell is this?
Oh, yeah.
You know, just hearing Chuck's voice, and I mean,
Yeah, when you heard their shit for the first time, it was just like, you know, especially here on the West Coast, because they popped off on the East Coast first.
Yeah.
Just hearing their shit, it was so different than any other hip hop that was out there.
Man.
From the production style to their delivery and how they flipped, you know, the cadences back and forth, and you know the hype man
The
work
messages too. You know?
Yeah, and the messaging for sure.
man.
Yeah.
Just out of this world, mine.
Man, the first time we can all maybe agree on this, but the first time I heard Rebel Without a Pause was life changing.
Word.
Like hearing his voice with the beat,
Yeah.
Bomb Squad production.
Get anybody hyped, man.
Yeah, I mean the first joint, Public Enemy #1.
Yes.
That was what, 87?
That's the first song I heard
Yeah.
was Public Enemy.
That shit right there,
And
boy.
But it was Rebel Without a Pause. When I heard that beat and Flav, it made me like,
Yeah,
go,
right.
oh shit.
Absolutely.
And from there on out,
Yeah.
I'm there.
I wanted to be an S1W.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is interesting news here. You wanted to be an S1
I
Bobo,
wanted
you
to be an
dog?
S1W because man, they was like they had the steps
Yep.
going
Yes.
on. This shit
Hell
was
yeah.
like precise.
You could have did the steps, huh? You
I mean,
had
I
the
would've
steps
tried.
down, huh?
Man, I tried, man. I tried. I tried to follow that shit. They was, I mean, incredible. S1W.
He would have been an S1 Bobo, you dude. Straight up.
Damn, that would have been crazy.
Man, that was, you
Put
know,
the
first when they came out, they were like they had cages and shit that would like, you know, they were in there.
I think
you know.
I hear him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Yes,
dude.
sir.
Oh, yeah.
Clear the way for the
Man.
S1W.
Yeah, see, he needs theme music right now. You know, like
Have some for 'em?
Da-da-da-da-da. Public Enemy #1. That
Show
was
'em
one
what
of,
you got.
Hey, that was one of the coldest intros to a song or an album or
Interlude
whatever.
right there.
Word
Yeah.
I mean, the interlude game was on
And-
lock over there with the squad.
Yep.
and
Need y'all to
the
bring
one
that
that
beat back.
on Apocalypse 91, like Lost at Birth.
Wow.
Oh my lord!
Yeah. Clear
Make
the
a way,
way
make a
for the
way
way
with
the S1W. Woo.
Shit.
Get it.
Man.
You know, I got to say that, like, growing up listening to this, right? Because we used to listen to this religiously. Being able to go on stage and perform the songs with them and do the hype man parts,
Shit.
that shit was everything.
How to be, man.
Man.
Even my homies that I grew up with, like Fern and Greg, you know what I'm saying, and a few others out there that knew, like, that we were all together, Public Enemy fans. They're like, dude, whoa.
Epic.
Remember when we used to listen? Yeah, fuck, man. You know, to
Dude.
be able to go up there. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
Look at that. Yeah, you're
Wearing my
legendary.
crazy headgear, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, I mean,
Terminator
Man,
X.
motherfucking
Music-
Chuck right there, man.
Chuck D.
You know,
Click the way for the S1W.
man, I was listening to that the other day. I listened to that album top to bottom. I just, you know, let me just play this record. I haven't heard it in a while.
Right?
And that, to me, that's one of the hardest intros
Ever.
on an album
Ever.
ever for me.
Yes.
That shit is fucking
Crazy.
hard.
The
Makes
guitar.
me want to break shit.
Yeah, and then it's that got that low end heavy, boom. This man, the drum. Oh man, that's like a perfect intro to any album.
And I like they wait forever before a rhyme comes in.
Yeah, dude, that gets me hype.
Me too.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, switcheroo. All right, look, we're gonna do a real quick switch. Put up a little graphic real quick, and that way we can do the switch.
I'm
Real
gonna show up my favorite picture right now. Be real.
Bust
Chuck
it,
D
yo. I
with
dare you.
Susan Sarandon.
with
Hell
Susan
yeah.
Sarandon.
She seems cool, bro,
And she's a smoker.
and she's got the Simpsons.
She
gear
be getting
on
stoned,
lock.
huh?
Was she in the smoke box or not?
No,
No.
she was not in the
No?
smoke box.
Okay.
It would have been an honor and privilege to have her in the smoke box. Come on in, big bro. Yes.
Yeah, look at that. Ah, that's a cool photo.
Yes, he is in the building. Know what I'm saying? The legendary one. Yep. I mean, I don't know how, it gets any better than this, but we got Chuck D up in here.
This is
Yeah.
an
One more time.
This is
One
an
more again.
iconic moment.
Yes.
For real. I know I got to come in and pay my dues.
Oh, you done paid your dues. Shit. I mean, 20 times over. I'm still trying to catch up with the dues you paid. Shit. It's an honor to have you in here, big bro. I mean, look, I shared stages with you for 3 to 4 and a half years.
We filled the hamper up with sweaty fucking clothes, man. sweaty. I mean, this is the ultimate is like when you throw your garments into the sweat bag, and then he throws his.
Oh yeah.
And I'm throwing mine, and he throws his. That's when you know you've shared.
Yeah. The sweat, right?
The sweat, man.
So
sweat like that.
And I would tell Bobo, Lord and I would tell Bobo, like, that after, we would peel our shit off and throw it in the laundry bag, it would just be dripping because it's not like our regular hip hop sets, right? We've played the hip hop sets,
energetic hip hop sets,
energetic, up tempo, upbeat hip hop sets, and we sweat it out. You've seen me, I come out, right? And I've seen Chuck.
I've seen both.
From us playing with them for many years. It's different. It's different. The output of energy is different, man. I'd be not just sweating, but I'd be soaked, and so would he.
Yes.
And we'd put all our shit in this hamper, and it would just be drenched. They'd have to put a bucket underneath it.
Yeah, man.
And same with the other 3 guys who will not, go named. Lord was always cool because he was on the turntables. He was jumping up around with us, but he didn't have to cover so much ground, so he didn't have to sweat as much as. Is Chuck and I and
then of course they had the hip hop. So we're talking about the Prophets of Rage 4-year run that we did together. That when the hip hop said Tom would just say, "All right, there's the hip hop segment. Now you guys run out to that stadium scoreboard and still do your verses."
Oh yeah,
and then come back to the stage.
And then come back
to get ready for Rage's second half.
Hey, we really worked.
It was the real.
They got a break. We were the first to.
Hey,
let me tell you something. We were the first time those other 3 guys ever had a break.
Yes,
in their whole career of doing shows. Usually, someone else is getting a break. They're never getting one. We gave them the break with that hip hop set.
We sure did.
With that little 15 minutes.
And it wasn't a still set. We the thing about it, we did our songs, but like we're playing a stadium, so it's like go out to the center field scoreboard, do your verses while you go out to the right, do your verses, and then climb back on a 15-foot stage, right,
and then do the other shit,
and get ready to come back with some crazy Rage song when the band comes back.
And it was all up tempo shit.
All up tempo.
Like for instance, let me give you Bobo an example and C minus because and Cali Blaze, I know because you're a hip hop historian here.
Thank you, sir.
The up tempo tracks that are at 103 to 105 BPM, which means the track is going like this, right? We'd be doing our hip hop songs that were the hype songs, right? Yep. All the ones for sure from Public Enemy and Cypress Hill, boom, meshing them together, and then going and doing it. What was it? Fucking Sleep Now in the Fire, that shit. Like just
right after that. That's it's
like running a marathon, then having to sprint at the end.
Exactly. The closest thing. And let me tell you, it's not like singers. When singers, get with a rock band and then they can stretch one word, like Bon Jovi or whatever. Yeah. No, we got to spit to 116, 17 hard-ass beats and move.
Right.
And then, like Mike Tyson said it best. You know what Mike Tyson said when they was asking him about boxing? He says, "You look great, Mike." Mike says, "I'm in shape. But that's not conditioned."
That's right.
It's like to do those shows, she said shape is when you would fit your clothes.
Right.
Conditioned when you ready to do the thing.
Right.
We were conditioned.
We were conditioned. That was the thing. We were conditioned for that because if we weren't ready for that show, Bobo, that was a high-powered show, dog. Like if you weren't ready, it was like you were leaving there fully fucking drained. Like we should have been having those IVs. Like we put on the fucking IVs, like fucking popping those in every goddamn week because it was draining. But
So what was like for you, Chuck? What was it like the preparation of a show? Because you know it's going to be that intense.
Number one, you go into the thing just like we do with Cypress songs and Public Enemy songs. You know, as you get older, the motto is you do the songs or the songs are going to end up doing you.
Right? Yeah, true that.
So it's no standing around stationary. No knock on my man, but we not doing the big pun show.
No, fuck.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's the deal.
Yeah.
And me, I'm coming in as the sage, the OG sage. So I'm coming in on our first tour, clocking at 56.
Right.
So I'm 56, 57, 58, 59. You know what I'm saying? And we clocking, rapping, conditioning. The only one I could probably say that probably experienced that is Ice-T with Body Count.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's that shit, that
shit.
different energy, that different output. Because here's the thing, the hype part of being an MC is different than the physicality of being that type of MC where you're rocking it on rock or metal.
Right.
It's a different output, that you have to put out there. And it's not just vocal output; it's physical output.
Diaphragm, and then vocally, because of your tone that you choose. The reason I say he chooses because this man right here, people let's just say he has the nasally voice. He chooses that. He chooses out of a 5-pack of vocal styles. And he chose that style. I'm a rap scientist, right? He chose that style to rock over rage. He chose a different style to rock over rage songs. And then with the hip hop set, he went back into the Be Real we know with early Cypress. But Be Real has 5 different styles he could roll out.
100.
And the thing about it, when he rolled out the rage style, he's coming more from the bottom diaphragm. And then especially on the ad-lib, it's like so
it's a tougher job with that shit, like
yeah.
It's like a tough job. Listen, on the real, we were telling Zach when at the proposed Rage Against the Machine reunion, which I personally think they should have did a record, even though everybody was out for 18 months. And the name of the album should have been "What Better Time Than Now."
Exactly.
Right?
You hit it right on the motherfucking
It's
head.
like, how can you not do an album?
Brilliant.
All right, everybody got to stay home. Everybody was set up for you to do a tour. You guys should do an album, but
I did 2 albums, Chuck.
I did 2 too.
I might have did 3 albums in this whole time.
I did 2019, and we did where we did records to get thank you, Bobo, and Be Real for blessing us with what you're gonna do with the Grid Go Down.
Oh, I had to come on that. That was like checklist for me. A Public Enemy song.
So we were waiting for Rage to do that. You coming together. You got us in the fan section, the cheerleading seat. Do the records, but we also would tell Zach like, bro, when you did those songs, you was in your 20s and your 30s.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna go out there in the world again. Y'all do some new records.
Hit that gym, baby.
Get that conditioning, bro.
Hit that gym.
And them songs, it was 2 of us that had to find out ways to tackle that, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Along with doing our songs and our songs.
Our songs.
Because we had a 3-pack combination of doing Cypress. Well, fuck, it was actually a 4-pack. It was a Cypress Public Enemy combination along with the Rage Against the Machine
and
combination and the Prophet song. So we were flipping through 3 different, catalogs real quick. And
one
4,
thing,
sorry,
one
4.
thing about Prophets that this man right here is a songwriting machine. So he would actually be a machine, and the songwriting machinery of Be Real was getting stronger by the day.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, it was getting stronger, and then 2019 happened, and we all moved on back to our individual caves.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, C?
Shout out to DJ Lord in the Twitch ward right now.
DJ Lord in the ward.
DJ
there,
Who?
baby.
DJ Lord.
DJ Lord.
No, of course, it's like that was such a out of the whole relationship. I think I was doing a special and I almost cried. Just the fact that I know, right? I almost cried. Almost. And I'm not catching the contact here, people.
Edward James almost.
Yeah.
You got the Edward James almost plenty of times, right?
No.
They never. Nobody ever compared you and said, "Hey, you look like a young Edward James almost,"
Word?
right?
Eddie almost.
Damn.
Almost. That's
Right?
Eddie almost.
Almost.
I'm an artist, so I see features and I was like,
He could draw this room right now.
Oh yeah, I've seen some pictures of your work, man.
Everlast showed me some stuff you sent him for his birthday last year.
Yeah,
right.
You were inspirational for that. But yeah, big up to Lord. I almost cried in the interview because in one of the documentaries, because just the bond that you and Lord have, and the fact that Lord, when I saw Lord do a Cypress Hill show, I was in tears, man. I was like, man, wow, man, this is how it's supposed to be.
That's brotherhood.
Yeah,
Like
true
we got our
brotherhood.
and we all sort of bonded in that Prophets run in a different way. I mean, because we had known each other for years and come across each other and played together, but like we actually bonded in those years that we toured together. Being so close, and Lord and I became good friends there too. You know what I'm saying? And,
Always in the weight room.
and it was always training. We were always competing who was going to get there first, like who was going to put the work in. And he'd be looking at me like, "You got a show today, man. Slow down."
Yeah.
Where'd you find Lord?
When Terminator retired, Griff knew this dude who knew Lord, and I tried to tell Terminator hang in there, whatever, and he was like, nope, I had enough. And Lord saved us, man. I think Lord's first gig was a festival in Belgium in front of like 50,000 people.
Crazy.
And I don't know, Lord, you have to probably type in what I told him. I said, I think he was so nervous as hell. But he had also, he just had precision. He had an idea of maybe trying to come and emulate some of the Terminator things, and I just said, "Yo, man, just be yourself," which freed him up. I always made that comparison when Lord came in. It was almost like if Terminator was Joe Montana, Lord came in as Michael Vick. It was a different fucking quarterback.
Different game,
It's like, whoa! I was like, when you up front, everything behind you is. You putting the confidence in. But I had gotten to a point where I say, okay, we're doing the show. I know how it's going to go. Boom, boom, boom. And it was great. But Lord came in and took fucking crazy chances.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like chances to the point where I could fall back and catch air.
Yeah.
I could get an air moment or,
It gave you a breath of fresh air and a different lift.
Yeah. It was a different young energy. The other young energy was a guitarist, Kari Wynn. At the time. And the thing about Lord and Kari to a different extent is that, man, after a while you turn around and dude's been playing with you 20 years. Crazy. But it's always seemed like it's they treat it like it's the first day.
Yeah.
To the point where like, yo, man, all right, we equals now. You know what I'm saying? You not the guy that filled in for the guy who had the legendary name, but it's almost like Lord
he
did
paid
20,
his dues.
Yeah, you paid 20 years at PE. Terminator did 10. Lord came in. It's almost like, it's like it's like it's his first day because he treats it like it's his first day. Like he got something to prove.
He still feels like he's the new guy.
Yo, man.
And technically,
I had to honor that. I had to honor that.
And the thing that this guy and Lord do together in our set is incredible.
Incredible.
Like, that shit is
when I
nuts.
first saw y'all was up in Ventura doing the back and forth. No, I saw the back and forth in at the Wilshire.
At the Wilshire, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, I was in tears, man. I was in tears, man.
Yeah.
And just to see my man Bobo, it's like, man, seeing you throughout the years. I went through some old photos of us together in 92, 93 and stuff like that. And I couldn't believe I was meeting the son of Willie Bobo. I was like, whoa. And it's like, yo, and Eric's noteworthy on his own. The Beastie Boys
yeah.
and stuff like that. I was like, wow, and just the and then the another thing that drove me just to honorable tears is I had the book, one of my books, Fight the Power in Spanish.
Yeah.
And down in Buenos Aires, and Bobo, boy, a whole bunch of people from the community there. The book spot was packed in Espanol down there.
Yeah.
And then Bobo represented, and that touched me.
And,
that was amazing.
There's a deep connection between Cypress and Public Enemy that's always been there. Like, we always looked up to y'all, and y'all always embraced us, and we looked up to y'all like older brothers. And it's been that.
You know what the thing is, when you know that, you want to honor that. Like, even when we played together 4 years in a row every day,
Yeah.
I never wanted to make you feel different than that. I never wanted to say, how some things play, now you really like living with each other, and be like, oh man, he's okay, I can see he's got a little touch of asshole in him. Right. But I never saw that and I made sure that you never saw that in me. It was like
it was always a good time.
Always a good time. Always a good time.
You know what's up?
You got lucky, Chuck.
No, I know some assholes.
You said you got lucky. 1996.
There you go.
1996, baby. Might have been a little different.
No, we all have a touch of that
asshole.
motherfucker in us. But
Oh, true that.
I never wanted to have Be Real look at me like, like, damn, dude. I never wanted to. So I always felt I was on my proper OG behavior and not have an ounce of asshole. And matter of fact, I couldn't have, because that whole Prophets of Rage was not going to work until Be Real came along, because I was just like, yeah, this is cute, but I'm not, doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stepping into the shoes of trying to do Zach songs and all this idea in this political year, whatever. And then when Tom says, one day he says, what do you think about, Be Real? I was like, ding, that's when the idea made sense. I was like, yeah, because I could be the number 2 MC for the first time in my life.
Could never be the number 2.
Yeah, man. That's how
we won split in half.
No, bro, it wasn't
We're
like
one
that.
split in
No,
half.
it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't. It was Alpha 1, Alpha 2. And you know where I got that idea from, B?
Where's that?
I mean, I hate the team, but when LeBron came to the Miami Heat,
yeah,
and I was D Wade and you was LeBron,
okay,
right? You get that?
Yeah, I totally got that.
How you feeling, B?
I'm
That's
feeling-
gotta feel good.
I
to you,
mean,
man. Come on, bro.
Come on,
Well,
man.
listen. One thing is to say it.
Yeah.
The other thing is making it work.
Yeah,
Because
looking good on paper,
yes,
and making it a reality is two different things.
fucking things. Yeah. This man, when I knew his work ethic, I could step up to that.
Right.
And also playing together, you got to also have ego,
right?
But also get rid of ego. Like a couple of times when I'm coming out of the A2 role, B's move would be like kind of like hitting the side of my thigh, like, cool, fall back. You gotta love that, because our goal on stage is convincing that fucking asshole looking at us mad that Zach ain't there.
Yeah, because we did that.
Yeah. And by the end, really by the middle. Yeah. By the middle, we had that motherfucker crying like a baby.
Yeah, they started like this.
Yes.
And then by then they were like, oh my fucking God.
Oh my God.
And because we did have a lot of that. We're like, motherfuckers are karaoke bad.
Yep.
And we're like,
by the end,
yes,
smashing their fucking existence.
We're gonna show you what the
fuck. And it was hard. Listen, man, vocals is hard.
Yeah, hell
and we took our roles serious.
Took our roles very serious, and we knew it could not work. It could not work. 2 MCs. It had to work. Microphone 1, microphone 2, supporting microphone 1. So B was the lead vocalist. I was the second vocalist. And there's times where there were songs where I stepped up, B stepped in and supported that. We looked at the whole thing of MCing in the rock realm very differently than anybody fucking ever
Hell
before.
yeah, that's real shit. And I think we attacked it perfectly.
Hell
To
yeah,
be honest,
100%.
Hell
I
All
think-
the way up to the last song that we recorded with Rick.
Oh yeah, with Rick Rubin. Yeah, we look. Let me tell y'all something. Before the plug got pulled out of the party, we had a song that Chuck and I had done right after our last tour. We had done what was the place? The Mayan, is it?
Yeah, right,
We did
the
the
Mayan.
Mayan. Were you there, Bubba, or were you in the Tina?
No, I was in the Tina.
I was there.
C Minus was there.
I was there.
And so we did this show, and then we're like, well, we got the one of the last few songs on the album that we got to fuck with, or something like this. We wanted to revisit, and it was one that Rick Rubin produced, right? So we go up there and we rock it. It's a fucking
It's a
dope
motherfucker.
song.
Probably the best motherfucking song that we did.
You know how when they say you're one song away, right?
it.
That old
That was
stupid
it?
shit they say in the fucking record business when you got something that's popping, it's bubbling, it's about to go, and it's one song
I'll tell you
away.
one thing. I'll tell you one thing, right? And maybe the atmosphere in here has me really loose-lipped. See,
Go ahead.
I'm-
Let
no,
them know,
I'm-
Chuck. Let them know.
I'm giving it to y'all. I'm not like that. I'm a little better than that. But that's the record that they should have had last year if they would have went on tour.
Yeah, we would have gave that to them. Hey, already written, already done. This
Man,
was a
that
dope
was
song.
if that was a Rage Against the Machine song for last year.
Hey, listen, the way Chuck and I flipped that,
Man, are you kidding?
it was fucking outrageous. though.
Outrageous.
And he produced us like perfectly.
Yeah, Rick,
I gotta say,
you're
Rick
right,
is-
all the way up to that point.
All the
And
way up to
we've
that
worked
point.
with Rick, we've known Rick and stuff like that, but we're operating out of kind of like
I had
scattered pieces. So, everybody's checking their legend at the door, but he was Rick Rubin uppercase that day.
yeah.
Uppercase.
He sure was. I
Uppercase.
learned some things that day.
Yeah.
As how you really produce somebody.
Yeah.
Whether if you got to change something up, or you're passionate about this particular vision right here, or you're gonna deconstruct it and re-fucking do it.
Right.
Like, yeah. I mean, if that's somebody you want to work with. I mean, and a lot of people that have worked with him, some say very positive things and some say negative shit.
Mm-hmm.
But no one's ever indifferent and it says, it was all right, the shit he did right there. No,
He's put out some fucking
you either love it
bro.
Yeah.
or you hate it.
Yeah.
But most people fucking love it.
Because he usually puts a twist on something. Like, he's just got a great sound. Like, the shit he did.
Or if it's not a twist, he's going with the so much super obvious
Yeah, word.
that you like, damn, you super
Right.
obvious. Like this is where it should go.
Yeah,
Okay, because he's a contrarian. He's got to be.
definitely.
Hey,
But-
Chuck, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Versus Big Daddy Kane,
Here we
KRS-One.
go.
They've already asked me. Listen, the most skilled MC of all time to me is Big Daddy Kane.
Really?
Wow.
The most skilled.
Really?
Yes.
Because
Really?
Wow.
why? Why? Because vernacular voice. He don't have a voice like a fifth grader. His topics and back, were before its time. But the fact that he also can move on the fucking stage
True
and
that.
roast you.
True that, he got
That he
feet.
can.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying the
got feet.
female. I'm totally detaching the female element from it. I'm saying coming to the table and not fucking and doing that shit with power and speed.
Right.
That's just in my
Yeah.
category,
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about somebody who's going to just stand there and be lyrical like Rakim and all that. I'm not going to get into all that. All I'm saying, he stepped to the stage, power and speed. He's a fucking tornado.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Put on
Yeah.
the show.
That's
Yeah.
not even an aspect of hip hop and rap music
Right.
anymore. It's like people will stare at that, like, what
Word.
the fuck is you doing?
Yeah.
But the most feared MC of all time, KRS-One.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man.
So the most feared and most skilled together, and I'm just gonna be like, it's gonna be entertaining, but that's what it is.
Absolutely.
Right now, like when it came down to the verses, I'm not a fan of Instagram. I'm not a fan of none of the social media platforms
Hell yeah.
because I'm a little envious, and that's it. I'm envious. I've been trying to create a platform, and the platform I'm trying to do is like the rap station RSTV. It's not trying to fucking be this thing that's based on numbers. It's an area for 40 to 65. It's like when you go in that little bar,
right?
And that bar, you want to hang some flyers in that bar, and they got 12 people in that motherfucker. And they got the fucking baseball game and Arthur Prysock on the motherfucking jukebox.
You said Arthur Prysock.
They not giving they're not giving a fuck.
Right.
About you. Excuse me, can I hang the flyer in here? Nah, you can't hang the flyer. Then put it on top of that jukebox over there and get your little young ass out of here. That's the type of platform I'm trying to build. It's like, it ain't gonna be based on fucking metrics and analysts. 12 motherfuckers following this shit. Yeah. This shit is an old bar on a corner, fucking dark ass corner, and that's the motherfucking profile. That's it.
That's amazing.
Matter of fact, it's probably saying, stay your motherfucking young ass out of here.
Good.
Yeah. So Scarface said it best. He said, "Man, there's a lot of motherfucking champagne in the sandbox right now."
True that.
I'm a
shit.
firm believer, man. It's like I don't want no young motherfuckers around me in my enjoyment. I'm sorry. I'm from that old school. Was like when I was coming up, and I want to poke my nose, and somebody say, "Yo, young blood, this ain't for you. Fucking go out and play with your people." And you only like 10 years apart. Like, yo, man, but I'm going to be 16 and you're just 26. And get your fucking ass up out of our way. I'm from that school. Today, social media, you see 50-year-olds arguing with a motherfucker 22. What the fuck does a 22-year-old know?
Real talk.
What the fuck does a 22-year-old? Matter of fact, what does a 50-year-old know about the 22-year-old's world?
Yeah,
rather
nothing.
than giving it money, like, here's money for y'all.
You
go
don't
do your fucking thing.
The only thing you could say is you've been 20, but you were 20 in your time, and your time and their 20 is a different time.
Right. You know, my thing is, it's different time.
Yeah.
Do your thing. That's your favorite. Cool. You enjoy that shit over there. And if we do mix, do somebody's package, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's cool. But I'm not begging you to I'm not begging you to like my shit. My shit, matter of fact, my shit ain't even for you.
Yeah, right.
So it's social media, and I don't tell everybody to share this opinion, but social media has made the mixing of the generations just fucking too homogenous. It's like nah, man. It's like my father, right, would tell me this. It's like, we love each other, but you ain't hanging with me. I ain't hanging with you.
Yeah.
And we 22 years apart.
Yeah.
But nah, I ain't hanging with you.
There's only certain things you have in common with your parents. You know what I mean?
Right. Only certain things.
Only certain things. There's family stuff, and then there's the love, and then there's little things.
Yeah.
That,
I'm fucking weird. I hang with my pops every weekend.
No, but that's
it's different.
We burned together.
It's different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's eye to eye, face to face, lineage, and all that. And then past a certain age, it really doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm just saying, in my whole area of thought, it's like. It ain't no fucking way a 50-year-old hanging with a 22-year-old. No fucking. Matter of fact,
and the ideology.
I be looking at people and say, if you ain't even 40, man, what the fuck?
I can't talk.
We can't even fucking.
It's a hard communication
man,
because
the ideology is
my fucking lingo and communication zooming over you. Cause I'm naming references and you looking and staring at me, slobbering like, oh, I'm like, nah, man, you get 3 of those, man, and I'm moving on, man. So let me tell you the perfect Chuck D persona. So I'm 61, right? What's the rapper persona you think I'm gonna pick up from 61 forward?
Persona?
Yeah, it's a persona, like
no, as
thing
of now.
Yeah, I mean, just something that.
Oh no, I get it. I'm trying to think.
Clint Eastwood and Gran Torino.
Oh shit!
Okay.
That motherfucker.
Oh shit!
God damn.
I said Clint Eastwood and Gran Torino.
Oh my God!
Bro.
Get off my lawn.
It's not even to get off my lawn. It's like pull up the hood to that motherfucker, and then going like this. And let me tell you, my pop was the king.
Know shit.
Yo, my pop was the king of kings. Man, he raised many men. Yes. Although he's had 2 sons, he raised hundreds of cats. I would be like, pull up the hood. Pull up the hood, right? Yeah. I'm fucking around, right? The thing that I dreaded, right? My dad, like, That shit right there.
Right, yup. Yup. The breath. The breath.
Go in the
Of disappointment.
go.
Yeah.
As a kid, it'd be like, get past me that monkey wrench.
Right.
Let's pass the wrench.
Wrong shit.
Monkey wrench.
Right.
Oh, the
Yo,
sigh.
go upstairs and play with your sister.
That's the breath of where did I go wrong?
Well, I'm making songs kind of like around that persona as a 61-year-old MC. Matter of fact, I'm writing
Gran
a song
Torino.
called "This Old Man."
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that would be a great part to put in there. Like when somebody says some fuck shit, you're like in the song. It's like it's just taking
My
that
dad,
fucking
man, I'm
breath.
telling you, man, when you fucked up, he's like, I mean, nostrils is.
That's when you knew.
Flame.
You're
It's like, yo,
flaring.
just yell at me or something, man. It's like fire coming out. It's like, and this ain't like, it ain't like I'm gonna beat your ass or nothing. It's like, yo, just go for a second. Just go, come back when you're ready.
Listen, I need a moment. I need you to leave and come back.
Yo, when
Start this over.
I heard the same thing about Michael Jordan. The one thing where one point I heard and related to Michael Jordan when he told the story about his pops, because they said Michael Jordan didn't know shit other than playing basketball around the. He got brothers and sisters too doing chores, but shows up and he tries to give his father a wrong wrench. And his father said, "Go upstairs and play with your sisters." Go upstairs and play with your sisters and get up out of here. Play ball or something. That's when I started to relate to Michael Jordan
Right away.
better because I said, "Oh yeah, you play ball, but all this other shit." Got Clint Eastwood and Gran Torino.
Clint Eastwood and that is a great analogy.
I'm telling you, it's like he's, and he had a heart, right?
He did.
Had a heart.
Yeah, he did.
It was
He
there
did.
somewhere.
He did. He wrote it.
I said he wrote it,
And he writes a character that he knows that he's really not like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm just saying. I mean, he's
Because he
straight.
did write this shit.
He's straight. I mean, what's beyond a redneck?
Yeah.
Right. Purple neck or some shit
That's what
like
I'm saying.
that?
I wouldn't doubt if he
That's-
definitely.
He plays that middle USA.
Yeah.
You know,
Every man
He was playing a
USA.
war veteran.
Korea war
Korean
veteran.
war
It's like,
veteran.
It's like, dude, for
He
real?
had mad issues.
Mad issues.
He was talking mad
Reefer
shit.
Madness.
He plays the perfect pissed off old man.
He does, though.
Like,
Yeah, look at him.
Look
if
at
you
that
want
face.
a grumpy
Look at
old
that.
motherfucker,
Yeah,
he's got the
yeah.
face for it. Resting grump
Oh, look,
face.
that's the Calvin
Dude.
Blaze gunshot. Look.
That's Grandpa Grump.
I'm trying to
You
tell
You know what
don't.
I'm saying?
Have you seen? He had a movie come out called Cry Macho.
Cry Macho.
I haven't
yeah.
seen it yet.
That's another one of those.
I know a couple old guys like that.
Hey man,
Yeah.
he's
He's
a great
still dope.
actor though.
Absolutely, and director.
Right,
Yeah,
and
that's
writer,
for
you know.
sure.
He's
That's for
writing
sure.
his own parts.
Yeah.
Writing his own bars.
He's in his 90s now, no?
Yeah,
He's
that-
like
yeah.
80s.
Something like that. Upper 80s. Low
He's
90s.
lived a full fucking
yeah.
life. I gotta tell you.
I gotta ask you. I
91.
gotta ask you a question, right?
please.
Since the swirl is going on, and I don't have a contact yet. So anyway, what do y'all think about Captain Kirk finally going to space?
I think it's irony, right? Isn't it irony?
I'm trying to tell
That
you. He
did-
said it was the best feeling in his life.
Right?
He cried.
He cried.
He
yeah.
cried. He
But do you
cried.
think those were Hollywood tears, or did he really cry?
No, I think those are real.
He's 90 years old, man. Who
Yeah.
knows what them
Word up.
shits is?
Yeah, who could fish real tears at 90 like
90.
that?
He's 90, yo.
And being, playing Captain Kirk for all that time, finally goes to space.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
As close to it as possible.
The final frontier.
To
rad.
hear him speak about it, he's like, the air is like the air we breathe is just like so thin. It's like a layer. It's like a strip. And
And the blue.
it's in the blue.
The blue. It was so.
And it's only for a second, but it's the blue.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Dude.
All right.
Shot
You know,
the boy.
I mean, number one, he's dominated the voiceover.
Fucking A.
Right.
Yeah, then
on.
Patrick Stewart.
He's
so
still
what was
working.
up with that, right?
He's
still
so
working.
that, and how about this, right? When people used to, people that think they know all about the business, like, like when they laughed at Jeff
Yes.
Bezos
Right.
because he lost money is like his first 10 years.
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah.
They laugh. People like, oh, look at poor William Shatner.
Yeah.
Priceline is just
Shit.
bellying under, and they laughed at
Right.
at William Shatner, and who knows what, man? Who knows what? Because he got involved with that, and that just took off.
And he was caking up the whole fucking time they were talking that bullshit, and he still works. I mean,
that guy never stopped.
Look at these
Captain Kirk, the T.J. Hooker.
He works so hard. Bezos was like, "I'll take you into space, man.
You
You want to go to space?
Got to
Hey,
have
Captain Kirk.
Hey,
Captain Kirk.
You think
You want to go to space,
You think
bro?
you did the something on the wing?
Excuse
What?
me?
You think you did this? There's something on the wing.
There's
like the Twilight Zone
Yeah,
wing.
That'd
been amazing.
Hey, that would have been everything if he did that.
Bro, this
Right?
is why you can't argue with a 30-year-old, because a 30-year-old will be like, what the fuck is you talking about? See?
Exactly. I'm like,
That's what I'm
thank
saying.
you,
And he
man.
get frustrated.
Thank
We
you.
could conversate.
We talk about that.
We could conversate with 20 years under us.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't argue with
Right.
them.
No,
That's what
no.
I'm saying.
No way.
Yeah, no.
I
don't try.
I was trending 2 weeks ago. I'm not even going to name what it was.
Right.
But it was so stupid that I was like, and then I had to back out of there. I said, what the fuck am I arguing with a bunch of motherfuckers who are half my age that I don't know? I'm not backing out of here because you can't answer
Can't
and argue
relate
on social
either. I mean,
media.
life
No.
was completely different.
Yeah,
so-
because if you go at 1, then you go at 100, and then you have to
don't
go at
stop.
1,000, then it doesn't fucking stop.
Don't stop.
You know, better not even to fucking engage it. Just be like, fuck out of here.
Trilobites.
Trilobites. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Chuck.
Yes, sir.
Was there ever a time? I'm sure maybe there was, but I'm sure you were asked to be like part of like a super group or a group of MCs, maybe like early days of PE. Who was it, and why didn't you do something like that? Or was
I
that,
don't think that ever happened, Bobo. I think the closest thing we had was self-destruction. And that seemed to be like the thing. Back then when we started, you couldn't even flip labels.
Yeah.
We did Burn Hollywood Burn. That was the first time, because I remember the legal hassle with Kane and also Cube on Burn Hollywood Burn, and it was and everybody was like, well, that can't happen because Sony wants their piece and Priority wants theirs, and that's Capitol, and it's like you can't put 3 on the same album.
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck? And I had muscle back then. And I was like, nah, fuck it, make it happen, and it happened. But that was the first time, and then the floodgates start pouring in.
These days, I think they labels go easy on it because they see the light in the cross promotion of one artist to another. Back then, I don't think they saw it.
No.
I think all the value was in their artist, and that's all they saw. So having, those type of collaborations was too much of a fucking headache for them to be like, well, whose label is it going to go on, and is it going to fuck up this release or that or this or that, right? And I know that Busta and I had always planned back in the day. We had planned to make an album together.
Right.
But because Sylvia Rome and Donnie Einer didn't get along, we couldn't do that because neither were going to budge on what label this was going to fucking go on. So we didn't end up getting to do it.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up that because we do share Donnie Einer, who we said was seriously the Don.
The Don.
There was 3 Dons. I mean,
Yep.
one other Don is when you got on TV. There was Don Cornelius.
Don Cornelius.
You wasn't fucking around black music.
Nope.
With the Don in the house. Another Don, when we were at Sony,
Donnie Einer.
Donnie Einer, and definitely respected that. I mean, we have mutual high respect conversations about Donnie Einer.
Oh, yeah.
And Donnie, graced that thing to happen with Cube and Kane, and he pushed it through. So, I mean, you want to talk about a dude in the music business that would be like, all right, get it right.
Get it right.
He was that dude. And he said the reason why he was that dude, because he said, I came up and I was in every single position in the record company. So when I got to the top, I knew every single position in the record company. Right. It wasn't like that in black music, because black music departments elevated people from promotion. They were heavy in promotion, and so therefore they had a quick elevator to the area of promotion until they eradicated the whole department. That's when you said black music department turned into urban. What the fuck does that mean? Urban. Right. It means that you could take a black accountability out and still have black faces doing the music. So that's when that change happened. But being in Def Jam and CBS turning into Sony and then passing the baton to Rough House in Cypress Hill was to me a joy, you know. And Donnie Iron bridged both of those gaps.
Fucking A. The Don. We seen him keep it real with people in different ways, including us. Shit.
Yeah, you need that.
He was one of the realest ones at the top of the fucking rung, boy. I gotta say. He did not pull punches when it was time to not pull punches.
Nah.
That's what he should be.
He would take it to your gut real quick.
Record man, truly, and you don't have those people like that anymore.
No.
You got a lot of capitulators. You know what capitulators are? Just because it works, they're gonna suck up to that analytic and metrics.
Yeah, let's use that. Yeah,
yeah. They got no balls. I mean, yo, make a decision. Also, don't just go for the sell by the means of the moment. It's like we're gonna just whatever it gets to sell it, we're gonna sell it. I say, yeah, but you could be cutting out another 10 years and ceasing this, but that just shows you.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I didn't like for example, when L.A. Reid signed Bobby Shmurda and they had him dancing on tables and all that. So when they don't encourage him to like kind of balance it out, that now you're in the real world now and the world is looking at you, you got to take care of a young person like that. And somebody's got to
somebody got to
wear the pants and say, yo, dude, we're not having this. Do that. This is how you're going to do that in order for you to be here. They didn't even tell the dude. So I'm like, and then when he gets locked down, then he's like, yo, mom, somebody save me, and then you're not there either.
Right. So
you got a man and woman up at the head. But then again, I'm sounding like Gran Torino. No.
Easy clip.
Chuck Torino.
Hey, but
Chuck
realistically,
Torino.
you're right, though. There's a lot of enablers, right, that allow this fuck shit. And, instead of like grooming the artist and, giving them the right steps.
Yeah, and
showing
then
them
they jump off into the TV world or the movie world as an executive. And I'm like, you use hip hop and rap as a fucking stepping stone.
You want to know why I think they do that, though? Because they don't want to invest in an artist's longevity anymore. That it's too much money they got to give this guy or female if they fucking, if they blow, if they catch fire. It's more money they got to fucking output to this artist every year based on the guarantees of their fucking contract. So it's easy. It's better for any label to be like a one and done artist.
Yeah.
Like, so let them play.
Disposables are always better.
Right.
Yeah.
Let them play themselves. Let them do some fucked up shit, and we don't got to worry about that. Boom, on to the next shit. Yeah. And we don't got to invest in that.
You built a fine-tuned car. We built fine-tuned vehicles in the music industry. But if the road is a swamp, you fucking not driving that shit well. You got to build a vehicle that sometimes turns into a hovercraft or spreads wings and shit and goes over the swamp. They made black music and hip-hop music and rap music administratively turned it into a fucking swamp. Word. Not the artist. Artists are always going to be artists. Your art's going to be the art. Right. But there's got to be somebody that says, you know what? Dude, that's LeBron and you Patrick Beverly. No shade. But there's a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Big difference.
And it's like you treating everybody like they LeBron. It's like, no, get the fuck out of here. Sports will tell you, like, that's LeBron and that's Reggie Jackson. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in music, they're like, oh, well, we're going to have an award show and everybody's fucking LeBron. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, that's not real.
You got to have, like, and, back in the day, and here I go with the 61-year-old Gran Torino talk. It mattered, if you was getting body clocked on stage.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what, when somebody has to say, what's the biggest difference? I'm telling you that new audiences the last 15, 20 years, they don't give a fuck.
Right.
It's about, and promoters are also like this. They care about what comes in the building. They don't give a fuck or how people leave or, long you don't rip this shit up. If they all fucking disappointed, that's on them.
That's on them.
Back in the day, a promoter be like, listen, you fuck this crowd up, to close it out, and you don't close it out right, man, we not fucking hiring you in this city no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't come
That's real
back. You know,
shit.
we don't care how many
Bring it.
records you sold.
They would blackball you in a
Yeah,
second.
and it was like that in the rock because listen, we would come in, and the rock world is like, okay, you here, we here. The goal is motherfuckers leaving that shit awestruck, like, oh my God, I will see them again for the next 50 fucking years.
Yeah.
Black music, hip hop is like, yo, I seen them. I don't really want to see them again. That to me, it's like, it's a mark on the effort. It's, yo, man, manage that act to bust their ass on a stage performance, even though, and here's another philosophy of me, even though the screens have made it easier for the non-performing artists. And we had discovered that on stage, playing in front of 900,000 people.
Oh my God.
In Milan on an Eminem date.
Oh my God.
And-
that was the realest day
It sounds it.
in my life.
900,000 people, bro.
Crazy.
No,
I can't even fathom.
Well, no, you have to hear about this
Please.
gig here. I mean, I have to explain this to Bobo. This was the sound. Look, we had been rocking all through Europe with Prophets of Rage. Any show, whether it was a European show, whether it was an American show, pandemonium at these shows, like mosh pits, like whirlwind mosh pits and death walls and crazy shit we never seen before, Viking rows and like crazy shit.
I know, right?
No,
Wheelchairs.
no, there's a move that the Euros got
Right.
that they do. Like you'll see about like maybe 5,000 in a 20,000 crowd. They'll all get down on their ass and they'll start rowing like Vikings. You know what I mean? And this is a move. So we were seeing all this crazy shit. We go open up for Eminem in Milan in front of 900,000
people.
He hadn't played the market in about 10 years, so this is his first time going back. They sold out this gig before they even put us on it.
I know, right?
So no fans of ours are going to be in the building anywhere. This is us trying to, steal some fans there.
Yeah, that's the UK you talking about, the stadium.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about,
Milan
that
was everybody
oh,
was flat, and they had screens going back like 1/4 mile, another quarter
I was
mile.
going to ask you how you
another
yeah.
quarter mile. That was
Yeah.
Milan. It was
Okay,
a
yeah,
flat fucking straight ass rally, Eminem rally.
Yeah.
So, but we also, we
wondered.
smashed that day
We
too.
smashed
we
that
smashed
day.
that day.
That day we smashed.
This one was a smaller crowd. Only 63,000 people.
Only
in
63.
a round stadium, right?
Yeah.
So we in a round stadium, and they already sold out the show.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then, of course, Eminem had the great Royce the 5'9", his homeboys, and, for D12 also opening up.
Yeah.
And then we were also on the package. Now, Be Real will tell you the results of that show.
Okay, so like anything related to Eminem, it was cheers. Right. It was love. It was like, yes, because they knew they were getting closer to M. When we were on, bro, after every ass kick song, bro. That's what we heard.
Oh, word?
They'd put their hands up every now and then. And when we did the hip hop portion, they did get up for the hip hop portion, but we went back into the rockin' portion. Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Hey.
Timmy was so pissed off. I
he
said,
was
Tim,
so pissed.
Tim, you did a great job, Tim. They don't even have an inkling of what we just did. They're not here for that. Yeah. And also, it was one of these things where it's either the 808 or the guitar.
Yeah.
And in that world,
It was 808.
808 is God.
808 is God over
808
there.
is God, man. And in hip hop stadium talk, 808 is God, man.
The lead guitar is not.
No.
The lead guitar.
Unless it figures out a way to funkily, come up with a chink chink, between the boom.
Unless it's playing for Eminem, going think, 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 think,
Right,
think,
exactly.
think, 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 think,
Yeah,
think,
exactly. That's the guitar in that world.
Yeah, that's the only guitar getting run over there, baby. Everything else,
Sweaty.
everything else is.
Wow. It's something too because it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to come up with combinations.
Yeah.
And okay, I mean, and even in our own forays as studio heads, we know that the 808 in its dominance and guitar have to find its own spaces.
Yeah.
And we even tried at the next level where the world, classified guitarists and that 808, which would be what it would have to be like, okay, Brad, are you going to take a seat to the 808?
Yeah.
Or
And
would
that-
he trigger the
Or
808?
would he trigger the 808? If he triggers the 808, it's going to totally dominate the guitar. So somebody's got to sit out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, a lot of that stuff was also realized when we was on tour. And then also the thing we realized on tour, remember we played with 9 Inch Nails and we thought we smashed them?
Yeah.
And we was doing our thing in France, it was in the middle of some kind of woods or whatever. We doing this fucking real smash shit. So 9 Inch Nails goes on stage and we kind of like on the side stage and shit. We can't get out of there because the bus is all clogged up and shit. And then, they went and did their set and they kind of looked like unimpressive.
Right.
It was like, wow, they was like, 9 Inch Nails, plus 20 years old on them or whatever. And the key is that they had screens up there and was shooting their performance from a video, black and white, different angle of, so people were responding to the screens, not the performance on the stage.
Gotcha.
And we knew that the biggest change in the audiences that were happening, that you could be right in front of somebody. Are they looking at the screen?
Yeah.
Or are they looking at you? And a lot of the young audiences
On the screen.
are looking at the screen, even if you're right in front of their face. And because that's what made the concerts bigger and bigger. It's like screen technology, and also the digital sound coming through the board. So you had shit that was smacking stadiums.
Yep.
Damn.
Smacking stadiums in Sonics and also Sight. Because now you can sit in stadium seat 3,162B and see something like you're looking in the palm of your hand. I think we was one of the first stadium played acts when we played with U2, opening up for U2. And here I'm playing Dodger Stadium, and I'm like, what the fuck is that dude way there by the fucking light tower in the upper deck? What is he getting out of this show? Because we are but back then, U2, although they had advanced sound and they had a screen, but the screen was projected, and they had a whole like Star Trek crew under the stage, and the sound was the best at that particular time, but it was nothing like the stuff we've had the last 10 years or the last 5 years, especially where that shit is smacking a stadium, making a scoreboard go like this with sound. Before it was like U2 was the best that it was, and trust me, they had about 100 people working it too, the sight and the fucking sound, and it was like they had a super crew. But now people are finding out that they could get that type of even sound and power and vision off of a crew that's about 10 people now.
Yeah.
That's the biggest change in concerts.
Yeah, it's very simplified, but efficient, and you can get really cracking sound. They're doing amazing things.
A lot of times people are kind of, they. All right, this is the Gran Torino, Emily. There it goes. I don't think that a lot of because they're pop stars. So they could be kind of like 5 years in, kind of like out of somewhere but nowhere at the same time. But trust me, they ride in jets.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
And they play in stadiums. When the stadiums, even if the stadiums open up, they're going to be in those stadiums. They do super festivals or whatever. But I don't think that there's that great appreciation for that. And that happens in everything. It happens in sports where, the 80s, cats was like fucking hanging their jerseys on a nail in the Boston Garden and shit, raggedy ass dressing room. Now they got spots that you only want to leave. And does it make the game better? It should, but it doesn't necessarily always make the game better. It's still got to be down to the player. How much are they going to put in to bust that ass? If the prerogative is busting that ass on stage.
Yeah.
The prerogative might just be like, fuck that. I am not putting out 100% on that goddamn stage. Y'all lucky y'all seeing me, and fuck y'all.
And I've seen motherfuckers do that. Like just go through the motions.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And not give nothing. Just they're there to collect the bag and be out.
Yeah, and at the same time, they're not bothered. Like if the next group came on after them
and blowing them out,
they're like, "Yo, they did what?
Whatever.
They don't give a fuck about that."
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about none of that.
That's
and that's the thing, And I've been blessed to share stages with folks that have been like head choppers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like very competitive, you know, cats. Like we're gonna slay whoever is coming on after us, and you better be good before us.
Yep.
Know what I mean? Because either way, we're coming to head chop, and I felt like that with y'all with Prophets, because I think everybody was that.
Right.
Like we are going out here to chop everyone's goddamn head off, friend or not. And we did that for the most part, except that one UK show. Everything else,
Twickenham. That's what that's the name of the
Twickenham.
spot.
Yeah, that was our one.
Staring at us
You know,
like this. Just staring at us,
Cyprus,
like-
we've had one of those. It was pretty fucking like.
It happens.
Oh man,
It happens.
it was ice cold. So like, look, this is what happened, right? They wanted to give us there was a Latino Music Awards show being held in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And they wanted to give us Cypress Hill a Lifetime Achievement Award. And that's it. Like, you don't just have us come out, present the award, do the, all that, and then party, be cool, whatever. But our greedy ass manager at the time wanted to milk the promotion and say, well, how about a performance? And they're like, well, yeah, okay, 40 grand or whatever it was, right at the time. And so they were like, okay. So they set up the gig, we go, and the whole goddamn night was reggaeton music, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you see people partying, go wild, just wilding out the whole night. Right? So I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be interesting because, like, they ain't played
Changing the gears.
They ain't playing any hip-hop. The whole night is just all this reggaeton shit, right? And so, Bobo and I sort of look at each other because we are constantly connected in this way. Bobo and I. Sometimes Sen is oblivious to this, but Bobo and I were always in tune with this type of shit.
Sir.
So, so we're like, all right, let's just get through it, right? So we start off, and we see some people way in the back. Like a good 5,000 people, because this was an enormous thing, right? 5,000 people way in the back, jumping up and down to the side. But everybody in the front is just like, okay, all right. And we get through all the songs, man, and then we play the songs that are like maybe close to, Rasta style, fucking like Cock the Hammer, it's kind of close to that vibe, but not really. And nothing
Happens.
Motherfucking nothing. This is what it was the whole night. Right? Okay, so then we're like, thank you, good night. Woo woo, walk off, and then the DJ and the whole fucking place starts igniting again. We're like, oh yeah, okay, this was awesome. Fucking
Yo, man, it so happens a lot of times people want to hear the stories that they're not going to get. Like, for example, like one time we're doing a run and we connected these UK cities. London has always been Public Enemy's base. For some reason, the gig before that we done another year was like 20,000 people and shit, festival, whatever, but based on us. We played this date in Bristol.
Yeah.
This club in Bristol. Like there's fucking 7 people in there. I'm trying to figure out, like, what, okay, cool. We're going to just, it's going to be a great ass rehearsal.
Right.
Do our thing, and it's like you're rocking 7 people.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming nobody.
That's harder, I think, sometimes.
Well, I'm not blaming the promoters. I'm not blaming them. I'm like, because we're between 2 dates, going to Manchester, and we're coming from some other spot that's packed. 7 people. And the thing about it is crazy is that the next time we came to Bristol, it's fucking 12,000 people again. Yeah. So I'm like,
it's a crazy fucking contract. Hey, you know what was dope?
Wow.
Like, we shared stages with those guys, like on, big festival dates, like thousands of people from 50,000 to 750,000 to 900,000 fucking people. We've rocked together. But one of the dopest things we did, I think, aside from that, was when we fucking went to the chip shop
Oh,
when Lord was
over in
DJing,
Brixton.
and we got on the mic over there just like spontaneously and ripped it. And,
No, you saved the day because me. This is one of the people say, well, what are your weaknesses, Chuck? My weakness is memory.
Right.
Now I've written all these albums. I've never had song block, right? Songwriter's block, but to remember, I have a block in my head that says what you wrote will be difficult for you to remember. And I can write something. I can write something, but where it might take him like a day to get it down. It'd take me a week to get it down. And people are like, "Well, you seem like you know all those other songs." I say, "Yeah, all those songs I've done 12 trillion times. It's like second nature." So how do you get it into muscle memory? So we go into Brixton, and number one, my whole brain is finally caught on to the Prophets of Rage set. So I got the set. I got other songs I learned and shit like that. What that did is cancel out all my freestyles. It canceled all my Public Enemy songs. Because I said, my brain is here. I can't switch from rock stadium stage rocking into getting down in the club. Not right now, because I still got to learn B, and I got to learn these new Prophets of Rage songs. And B is just knocking fucking songs out like, yeah, this, okay. Chuck, when you going to be ready? And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be ready, dog. So we go into Brixton. And they open up the mic, and I forget like 3 of my songs. I don't know what the fuck. Black Steel Now, Chaos. I got a letter from the. Wow, what is that?
You know, it's crazy how that shit happens because I've had it too. Like if I'm there and I'm not prepared to be on the mic, like sometimes I can't remember shit. Like I'm like trying to access. Okay, what can I do right here that is fitting of this moment, right?
Right.
And, like, but I'm like on the fly, like thinking a little bit too fast for myself, and I can't like access anything in that fucking moment because
well, you saved that night.
I've forgotten everything.
Well, he came that night. He got on the mic and he drilled it. Yeah, I caught up later on. You know, me and Lord did a couple of things, but really seriously, I had 10 minutes in me, and I should have stayed the 10 minutes instead of fumbling around for fucking 20 minutes. And you know, I could cover up by, you don't stop and a lot of shit like that and keep it rocking with Lord or whatever. But it was like, okay, damn, what are those lyrics? And I'll tell you a crazier story. My cousin got married. This is like in the 90s and shit. Like the early 90s or mid 90s or whatever. And they got the DJ, so I had to get married and, oh, God, cuz, get on the mic, cuz. And he got all kinds of Public Enemy songs. I did not know one motherfucking song, man. I wasn't in Chuck mode. I was in cousin Chuck mode, showing up to my cousin's wedding. So I was like, and I was like, 6 or 7 months out of touring.
Yeah.
So already, you know, I got this suit on and shit, it's like I'm there for the wedding, and like you give me a mic and you expect me to do Can't Trust It. I mean, man, Daddy, you want some cake? You know. Do Rebel Without a Pause, man. Don't break the door,
it's like
man.
somebody fucking say, rap now.
Come on, do it.
Shit,
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, fuck me, man. Like, yeah, in that.
Did you like when Tom used to say, all right, now it's the rappers?
Now it's the rappers. Hey, guys. No, this is what got me one day, man. This was the funniest shit, right? Because, some of the other guys who I will not mention would come and get high before the show. Me and Lord would definitely spark a couple, and take a shot of some tequila.
Yeah.
And a couple other guys would come and, take some hits too. And then, they might be inclined to play the song incorrectly when they were a little too high.
And looking at you.
So General Tom would come in. Be real. Think you might want to get them high after the show? Got some of the best players in the world here, and they're just fucking up the songs. I'm like, gee,
wow.
Okay.
Who's General Tom? Was he the
Be real's fault.
That's General Tom, man. You know what I'm saying?
Tom is like, I tell you one thing. It's
I did have him too high, yeah. It's my fault.
He was right.
They talked about Michael Jordan when he was like, when he played the Bulls. And it's like, well, you in trouble because fucking practices are hard in these motherfucking regular season games and the playoff games. Is like, our practices was a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
So after you doing the practice, it's like, oh yeah, you shit. Hell yeah, we're gonna mash that fucking audience. You had 6 moving parts too, so you can't play around. 6 moving, different type of parts. So it's different, you know.
Yeah.
So you got to really go in there with a plan and make it. You know, you could look fucking very experienced or very old.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We did have those fucking backstages kind of smoky too, though. So I could see why those guys would not be playing their parts right.
and everybody's looking and just like trying to figure out how does Chuck still not get a contact.
Contact ain't real.
Hey, yeah,
Like,
you know,
contact
you
not
stood
real.
unaffected.
That's right.
He was never affected.
cool.
Because,
Not
like,
gonna be.
look, that most of the time he was in our dressing room, right? Like Lord and I had our separate dressing room from. There was.
I did feel funny about that because I felt I was on some OG elite shit.
So
I was
there,
like,
no. So
my
there was,
own dressing room.
there
Oh
was,
my god.
There was different dressing rooms. There was the blue room and the red
green
room.
Oh, my bad.
No, they
No green room.
they didn't give us the green room. They gave us the blue room. So, you know, Lord and I were the blue room. And Chuck would be in the blue room with us most of the time. And we'd have it smoky in there. And I was always, you know, playing some songs.
Always. He's
And
the master
did you ever
DJ.
get a contact eye?
No.
Exactly.
He was always
You know
normal.
why?
I'm from the 60s.
You know what the
People-
shit was, though? Hey, listen.
Man.
You know, I want to take this from Chuck, right? Because Chuck was bringing this thing that everybody wanted to get on before and after the show. It was that fucking machine. You stand on it for the...
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit
the,
was...
the power plate.
Yeah, the power plate.
Yeah.
You would appreciate the
Yeah,
power
you would
plate,
love
Bobo.
that, man.
I mean, you of all people.
Yeah, I could even, you know, the contact is like $900. It's kind of just dope. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that
It's
shit'll
dope. You could-
shake
you-
your ass back into fucking old shit. Yeah, no, you stand on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vibration of it,
Yeah.
it gets your blood circulating. It gets you good.
And
For
so
you,
shit- and
Then
so
you do a
shit-
whole workout
Yeah.
regimen on top of it too, and then you know with your hands you could like, you know, plank on it and fucking. It's
for
just-
you, it loosened you up
Yeah.
before you got on the drums or played.
Or blow out your
percussions.
sciatica, one or the other.
I will
Or
sit.
blow
I
out
will,
your sciatica. You could sit on it.
All right.
brought to you by Power Plate.
Brought to you by
Be Real TV.
No, that
Power
shit.
Plate, you know, step up. You know, get Power Plate to step up. Man.
Yeah, we
Probably
would
out
all
of business.
we'd all take turns on that fucking thing, man, because it, you know, it was good for your knees. Like if you
Yeah.
had knee fucking problems, that shit was everything.
Yeah.
Like for real, for real. Yes, I was. You know, I was learning many things on this tour, or in these tours, I should say, because we did many more than one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the power play.
Master
that's the
teacher,
business.
be real, man. It's like master teaching some things, and a very important glue to what that was.
Yeah, it was fun. So
So what do you think 2022, are you able to handle rage questions? We're here. You all got me half high in the room. No, stop. No, but look.
Yeah.
I'm honest to say, it's like I was one of the biggest cheerleaders last year on the Rage Against the Machine reunion.
Right.
And I kind of salty that they never did a record, although
Yeah.
we knew that probably wasn't going to happen.
Yeah,
I
But
should
we
have
were
agree.
happened.
pulling for it.
I
We was
agree.
pulling for it.
Should have happened, although we did know that it most likely wouldn't.
And we was there in case things had to be written. I know this man was there in case things would have to be written, but it would take a little bit more of a conversation, though.
Yeah, a big conversation.
Yeah. So I was the sage OG. Like
mean-
the Kissinger, not the Kiss-Assinger, to actually see if we can
That's good.
smooth things out because
I don't think it's too late. You know, I think there's
too late for what? A conversation to you?
Well, no.
Listen, look.
Okay,
the
maybe
ball
not
is
that.
all the ball is all in your court. One day, maybe in the future, where it's only up to Be Real. Look,
Yeah.
it wasn't going to happen without Be Real. Wasn't going to happen, and it wasn't going to also happen without Tom Morello's vision and his nonstop commitment to fucking every ounce of his energy. And everybody else fell in.
Yeah.
He fell in line. Now, in order for it to ever work again, it would be by, you know, the Don over here saying, okay, it's had its time, but I could see it having a time again. He's going to make that conversation. Right. Me, I had to get kind of like off of the wagon a little bit because, you know, I had to get back to some regular things, but that didn't mean we had to cease it, and could have had a better conversation about where we wanted to go. And that's where, you know, some of our younger members say, you know what? Could have been a better conversation than how it all went down. There's only 6 of us.
Absolutely.
We could have had a great meeting and great. We could have did it with the pouring of the wine, right? Nice restaurant.
Easy.
Like when we were in his favorite spot, Rio. Right?
Fogo?
Yeah, Fogo, right?
Oh,
we could have did one of those.
We could have did one
Broke
of
out the wine and
those.
say, hey, this is what we're going to do in 2020. You know, the blessings and all that. And we'd have been like, cool.
Cool like a motherfucker.
We got to get back to things that we got to do, too. So
we would have put on the pom-poms at that
you know,
point.
and I have to put things on. I know the dude, and I call him Heil Muller, the dude Muller.
Oh, yeah.
He was, to me, he was probably the person, if I had to have any venom for,
yeah,
it was his ass. Because he was sneaking
Co-sign
around trying to break up profits and raise. Like,
That's
you
fucked
know
up,
what, fuck that. You know, this is the fucking ticket. We understand that things kind of exist on hyperbole.
Yeah,
as
he was
opposed to
poison
reality.
for us.
He was a fucking
so,
cancer.
yeah,
a
it
fucking
was like,
cancer.
So I guess in the real world, he'd end up in the trunk. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
Really?
Crazy.
But this is all music and all that, and other things happen in 18 months and stuff like that, and it's all music, and you win some, you lose some, you move on. But I think that his ulterior motive was not cool to the rest. There was a better way of going about it.
It was this.
Yeah, it was a better way of going about it. Well, you know what? I mean...
But you know, that's an agent.
Right. They have souls of a gadget. We understand it.
Yeah.
You know, and right now, machineries actually have taken apart, you know, the replacement of human beings. So people praise machines and kind of like give less of about a human being. So we have souls of a gadget.
Yeah.
And when the soul of a gadget actually dictates and people think money is going to make everything better, you know, then you have things that are the size of a microscopic germ that will stop the fucking world in its tracks with nobody knowing what's in store for 2022.
Yeah.
You know, who knows where this came from? Everybody gives their reasons, their ideas or whatever, but nobody saw it coming, and nobody really seriously knows what it is.
Going.
Or where it's going.
Word up.
You know, if somebody asked me and say, okay, what do you think, Chuck? I said, well, number one, if you have the climate crisis being a serious situation, when the tundra, and we've played in some of those areas of the world,
Sure did.
way north of the planet, where you fly over and say, well, that used to be ice.
It's not anymore.
Now this shit is melting tundra.
Yeah.
And now whatever comes out of that land, that mud that was frozen all those years and in the atmosphere, who says that it might not be a microscopic frozen germ from like
10 million
years ago that wiped out of existence.
True.
That could just have, what's our defense against it? So when these things happen and Mother Earth gets, tossed to the side, like it doesn't matter because money and business is the only thing that counts, Mother Earth rebels. And
will win every time.
And will win every time.
Right.
So as everybody was looking for this gigantic invasion of a gigantic situation we have to protect mankind, something came out smaller than what we can see and stop the world in its tracks.
True that.
So we just be humble and I'm born in 1960, so I know all about peace and love.
That's right.
So it's about peace and love, man.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
And listen, we tell people that shit all the time. No boof, no negativity, no hate.
Yeah, man.
Ain't got time for none of that. It's to keep it moving and stay with love, because that's where it's at.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the Insane Asylum wants to take some questions.
I was very happy to see Psycho Les down there. When I came in there, and I didn't know the Psycho at first. When I came in, I said, "Damn, it looked like." But then you said he could be anybody, and then he was like, "Oh, Psycho Les."
Yeah. He lives out here now.
Yep. And he's a hip hop god, man. I play on my rap station, and You Don't Stop Show. I play Psycho Les. His drop almost like every other 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, he's a regular here. He's one of the co-hosts of the show.
Man, he's a legend and beat nuts forever, right?
Oh yeah, you got to hear the project him and I have done together.
Oh,
we got an
man.
album. We got an album that's pretty. Bobo's played on it too.
Yeah, we got some music going on too.
We got some musics.
It's no
Got
joke,
projects.
man.
Projects.
All right, let's open up the doors.
Yes, sir.
You ready? C?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Is that a door or what?
Yeah.
I thought it
Let's
was
do
gas.
this. We got a lot from the Insane Asylum today. We got first off, we got Brian Field in here saying thank you, Chuck D, for the great music over the decades.
Thank you, Brian.
And we got Heebie Jeebie in here saying, yo, Chuck D, thank you for the hangout with the Insane Asylum. And he's asking, who were your musical influences that inspired you?
Got a list of 1,000, but come on now. James Brown, Sly and the Family Stone, Tina Turner, Supremes, everything Motown, Stax, Atlantic, Beatles, Rolling Stones, But I could go into smaller, inner detailed acts, but, like hip hop, Melly Mel. To me, Melly Mel, when he came in, he was like Wilt Chamberlain, man. He was like up here, and the next MC was Kool Moe D, and he was he would admit it.
Yeah.
That was the largest distance between the number one guy and the number two guy ever in hip hop, because Melly Mel was so far ahead. I mean, you could listen to the message, man.
No,
it's like he's saying
was.
shit in his rhymes. It's like, who the fuck? What? And he was only...
He was channeling something different.
Yeah, he was channeling something different. He was 20-something years old, and he's saying this shit. It's like, yo, man, it's like, where you put... And you're able to rhyme these things, too?
And it was ice cold.
It was ice cold. Yeah.
Ice cold.
And we got Wasky Wabbit up in here saying, big up to Cypress. Way to wait for Chuck D to show up.
All day. This is family right here.
Yeah, man. I couldn't wait to get here. I've been, trying to schedule this for the longest. I know Lord reached out, said, yo, man, B's calling you to get on the show. And then B hit me up. He's like, come on, but Papa, let's get on the show. And here we are, right?
Hey, not for nothing, but when they Google you now, right? Most times you come up, it's with a Brealtv hat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
you gave me 5 hats, and I wore every single one of them out. I also wore Lord's hat too.
Yeah.
So I represent.
Like,
man.
he represents, man.
Yeah, man.
It's like 5 different
It's a dope hat, though.
5 different Brealtv hats you get caught up with.
Yeah.
We gotta send you another package, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well done.
And we got Rosa and Ricky in here saying, what up, fam?
What up, fam?
I could not miss this one. Chuck, what are you listening to these days?
Me, I love Rock the Bells Radio on Sirius.
Nice.
It's LL station. I love 60s on 6,
That's a good
70s
one,
on
too.
7.
Yeah.
I usually hold it 60s on 6, 70s on 7, and keep my Gran Torino sharp.
Hell yeah.
Keep it sharp, yo.
You mentioned the Beatles earlier. Did you see the trailer for the new doc that's coming out that Peter Jackson did?
Rick Rubin told me about it. So he told me about it, and he keeps trying to get, talk about, PE documentary and all that. So, these things got to be revisited kind of slow.
Whoo.
I'm trying to get Flavor's work ethic. And this is what people like to say, what's up with, you and Flavor? Yo, man, after coming from working with this brother right here, I'm not tolerating 10% work ethic anymore. So you get it together, maybe,
Right.
like I understand if like he's Mick or I'm Keith and he's Mick, that's when Public Enemy would do it. But you got to step up to the plate. And you've got to put in the effort, or we just gonna just enjoy everything else around it, and I go to your bar mitzvah and all that. But I'm just saying that you can't be disrespectful to the team of contributors that make you happen.
Yeah.
So when you make that happen and you step up to the plate, if you want to do it, then we'll do it. I'm open. I'm going to be on the mic. In that situation, I am microphone A1.
That's right.
So
motherfucking one.
A2, you got to step up to the plate, and Lord knows that. You know, Lord is a dude that comes to the table
ready, sharp.
And as many times I've been on the stage and he look at me and like, you don't know that? Now you got Lord and him together. Oh my God!
Brilliant.
They look at each other. Like,
We got hey Chuck, we got this thing that we do on stage, right? You know, you're a historian in music. Before we get to the next one, you know how James Brown used to like, whenever he caught one of his band members playing, he'd turn around and do it. So we got this thing where when one of us is off on something, we'll turn around and do the James Brown. We all got each other.
You know, we had the minute that somebody fucks up. This also bought me some air minutes too, air time. Somebody fuck, I'll stop that show and you got to give 10 push-ups.
I seen y'all do that. Remember we seen that? It was in Germany. We seen it. We crept into the club. Y'all didn't even know we was there. We fucking crept into the club. It was watching y'all rock. And then we saw like 2 of y'all drop into like 20 push-ups. We were like, what the fuck is going on?
Wow. We had, man, you were talking about regimented rules, man.
That was good.
Let me tell you, regimented rules. You fuck up on, and I'm going to get to the next call. You fuck up on stage, 10 right there.
That's beautiful.
Right?
That's awesome.
Back in the day, you talk to somebody who's already been talked to, you get taken to bus court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like if somebody gets somebody backstage or somebody talks to that person and already doesn't get the signal or whatever, whoever brought that person backstage, you cross that line, you go to court. If you get guilty in court, you know what you do? You got to wear this shirt that's been worn by everybody and not clean.
Wow.
We pulled this shirt off of listen, we pulled this shirt off of a sweaty back dock worker in Madrid on a fucking July. And we said, this is going to be the shirt. And we wrapped it in plastic with duct tape. And we said, whoever fucking crosses the line, a bunch of different things. Like if you late to the bus, you get 3 of those. You know, and it's an area that's open, you wearing the shirt. And the shirt was from a sweaty dock worker in Madrid.
Nasty.
After a gig who was pushing shit. Who's that? So I want to buy your shirt. He was like looking at me like, huh? Okay. So I was like, want to buy your shirt? And gave him some money. He was like looking at us like, you fucking guys are fucking nuts, you know? We took his shirt, we was holding it up like,
like a trophy.
Yes. And everybody's looking at that shirt like, oh, we gotta wear that shit, and a couple people, and you gotta wear it all day.
That's a nice.
Can't wash it.
That's a nice punishment.
Yeah, can't wash it. Can't fucking spray it. Gotta wear it all
funky
day.
Don't fuck up on the PE crew, because you gotta wear funky shirts, Mike.
No, man.
No,
yeah, those are old rules.
Man.
You know, those are old rules.
Yeah.
Anyway,
next.
Who's next?
Next, we got Freshco for Life 021 asking, can Chuck talk about which movie Pac wanted him to act in?
I don't know. I wrote Pac a letter. He wrote one back, and I'm not into acting movies. I think I've been in a couple movies only because they would allow us to do the movie score and the soundtrack, and that's what I wanted, my crew to do. I'm a person, I'd rather be heard, not seen. And I've rejected tons of movies and TV. I've kind of ended up by default, like news, radio, but it's not my thing.
I respect that because, like, if they were pushing you to do it and it wasn't something that you want to do, even if you were good at it, you'd be miserable doing it.
It's not what I want to do. And let me tell you, my mother, right, and I just recently tweeted this out, started the Roosevelt Community Theater in 1974. And Roosevelt Community Theater, she ran the theater for 30 years. 74? No, about 25 years up to 1999. And dance, she had dance and also theater. So as a kid, we had to do stage manager. We acted in plays and stuff like that. I had chops.
Right.
Yeah.
Chops. I mean, I could remember lines back then, and I was raised on that. But wasn't. But let me tell you, other people actually like Steve White, Bashan Wilson, Eddie Murphy. They were all they were all familiar with the Roosevelt Community Theater. So yeah, so I mean,
It's where it's like a development
Was
right
it in
there.
Queens?
yeah, it was in Roosevelt, Long Island,
Oh,
Nassau
Long Island.
County. You know, so yeah, I mean, I just wanted to be about, can we make this music bang with rock?
Yeah.
Can we make hip hop and rap music bang with rock? And for a period, we was neck and shoulder with rock.
Yeah.
Because we was hitting hard.
For sure.
We had our way that was different. The turntablist DJ was sort of filling the, in with a band, and when you added percussionists and people like Bobo to it, you're taking on a whole different motherfucking thing. But at the end of the day, a rock and hip hop going head to head. My good buddies Anthrax taught us. We thought we was the fastest, hardest motherfuckers in rap at a particular time. 16 beats per minute, all over the place. We did the Bring the Noise. Second time that record became a hit with Anthrax.
Yeah, that shit was
thrash
fast.
Thrash fast.
Wow.
So, it developed to a thing. We did a video. And then it was one of those things where I went out to Utah and we was doing a story. And we were sitting on the bus and we started talking about how Aerosmith didn't finish the deal with Run. Felt that Aerosmith, although I think fucking Steven Tyler is one of the most talented motherfuckers on the goddamn planet.
Wow. For sure.
I just think Steven Tyler is just a fucking crazy dope vocalist. He's just talented dude.
Yeah.
But I thought they were being disrespectful to the way that Run DMC reintroduced them
back,
and brought them back to like some different fucking level.
Really?
And they did the song, which they brought to life, the video.
The video was
and we
great.
and we was hearing that they were supposed to tour, but the people around Aerosmith was saying, it's a novelty, so,
That was such a horrible move.
they didn't finish the deal.
They should have finished
They
the
didn't
deal.
finish the deal.
They don't know how big that would
Right.
have been.
man.
Oh my, that would
Tremendous. The crossover.
Because
Yeah.
they, Run DMC, no shit, brought him back. For
Fuck
sure.
yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
And the rock world was kind of like, But I'm like, wait a minute. They took that fucking classic record
kidding?
and then they never fucking degraded that record.
Right.
That record, where Rick touched it with Run and
Yeah.
Jay and them,
Yep.
if you know what, if it didn't make it better, it definitely took it somewhere else. And it was like, yo, boom, that's the perfect thing. They should have finished. They should have closed the deal.
Yeah, they should have.
In 86, 87,
Yeah.
by going on a fucking monster
Definitely.
tour. Aerosmith handlers were saying, we was hearing through the grapevine, this would be bad for y'all. It's kind of like rap music.
Nah.
It's kind of like, you know what?
Oh man.
And 5 years later, we did with Anthrax with them covering a rap song. So they really kind of went into it where they covered a rap song.
Right.
And we did the video. So we was in Utah doing an article for it. It was like talking about how Aerosmith didn't close the deal. And then Scotty Ian said, shit, we should tour. I said, yeah, fuck it, why not?
Y'all
And that's
closed
how
the
that
deal.
started.
Y'all closed the motherfucker.
Man, let me tell you, that motherfucking tour, first night we're playing in Poughkeepsie, right? Am I running out of time or something?
No.
No, you
Man.
do your thing.
We're playing in Poughkeepsie. My squad is fucking, everybody knows their position. We a tight squad. Matter of fact, we just finished playing the cross tour with Sisters of Mercy and Warrior Soul. Real eclectic fucking tour. And banging them at the end because we're harder and stronger and faster than those acts, Okay, get to Poughkeepsie. It's like the first time that Matt Pinfield and Fab Five Freddy
Everybody's there.
are doing a fucking 2 shows, Headbangers Ball
Right.
and the motherfucking Yo MTV
They're
Rap.
crossing it over.
In the same spot.
Yeah.
We do sound check. My guys is like fucking doing sound check, but also, like the crew, we're playing fucking football inside the fucking venue. Football.
Right.
Kind of like, okay,
Yeah. Playing.
And I'm looking at, I'm like, I got concerns. I know I'm playing football too. I got concerns. All right, Anthrax, they already did their sound check. They're closing it out. We get on, right? Now, for the first time, you know, and it's like a 70-30 thing, because it's 70% rock, because they're going to come out, because they're cutting fucking shit in their veins and their arm and shit like that. And shit. And we got motherfuckers that's going to come like, all right, you know, I want to hear PE, and, you know, I ain't cutting my fucking wrist open, though. You know? So the crowds are in there, and people were wondering, like, well, are the crowd's going to fight, or it's going to be some shit going on?
A lot of tension.
And Primus opens up. Does this thing. They almost like a little combination of in itself.
Well done.
Then we go on. Put a hammer to it at our speed. Fast, strong, from the rap world, represent the rap world. Faster, stronger, pop, you know. Crowd is like, you know, it's like, cool. Then Anthrax goes on. They proceeded to fucking smear us so bad. I mean, smear us like, yeah, you know, like. I mean, it was fucking power, speed, lightning. It was thunder.
All that.
And I was like, I'm fucking.
Oh, we've been
pissed.
there. We've been there.
I'm fucking blazing in my head. Wow. And all of my crew is like, you bugging. I don't know what the fuck. That shit is that shit over there, and our shit is this shit over here. And I'm like, you motherfuckers just don't fucking get it, man. Yeah. They fucking stomped us, and you didn't get it. We playing football and shit and all that. They fucking, and then my man, Crunch, Keith Godfrey. Matter of fact, he had his position was just kind of like quasi-security at the time, you know, looking for a position in order to keep him going home.
Right.
He was on kind of like on Aton's time before Aton's time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I feel you.
He's hanging on. He's hanging. Remember that song, hanging on a string.
He's on a string.
So he's back at the bus, man, and he's like straightforward. He's a Giants fan anyway, right? I'm a Jets fan. He said, "Yo, dog. Yo, I don't know what they talk about, but dog, y'all got stomped the fuck out." I said, "My man."
He kept it 1,000.
He kept it fucking 10,000. He said, "Dog, yo, they wiped your ass up with it." And they looked at him like he was crazy, and I was like, we had a burn.
Word.
Yeah. What he also did, right, to keep himself in the game, like Aton did, he said he got together with the road manager and the light man for Anthrax and became one of hip-hop's first light men. Because for the first time, we got defeated with theater. So they would come up with a number, fucking do a set, shit gets dark, then boom, you know. Yeah. Motherfucker knew the light board and the sound.
That's
Crunch figured out that shit. He got together with Rick Downey and learned the board in fucking 4 dates. And I said, you know what? I don't even know how you gonna hang on. You the fucking 13th man, dog. And he found his position, became a variable. He ended up doing lights for Naughty by Nature and all of them after that.
That's amazing when someone learns a skill on the fly like that.
Latifah and all that. He got that skill, and then he was able to give us, through Rick Downey's teaching at that particular time with that show, us a light show that worked with the music. Because if you don't know the music and you don't know the lights, you're not going to hit key points. You're not going to make it. And when we toured together, we didn't have Crunch on the show. We moved to different type of things, but that's where I said, you know what? Cypress ain't playing because Bobo's playing, and they tone is the first group I seen that made a show out of the lows.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was trying to out-rock themselves. Boom, boom, boom. We were going to just bang, 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 bang. I said, Cypress was the first group I seen to get highs out of a low point. You know, weed has something to do with it, too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we're going to bring it down, and that's going to be... I said, yo, man, they're winning by peaking the valley.
Right. It's valleys and peaks, like a roller coaster ride.
Yep.
That's how you got to take them on that journey.
Right. So by the time you got fucking Handling the Pump coming after that shit, it's like, boom. And that's something that we knew, too, because our ballads were Black Steel.
Yeah.
Right. So
you guys
catching
did
the
that.
breather.
You guys that did that, pick them up and like lower them and lift them shit too. I mean, we saw.
Y'all was experts.
But we were taking notes on y'all.
But y'all would get you would get a fucking applause out of some shit that wasn't vocally or even musically, and it could just be a spotlight on you. That was like, that shit right there is fucking amazing. And then Bobo comes in, so Bobo solos. All you need is a solo, a Bobo, and a spotlight, and you getting a peek out of a valley. But then we go back to the conversation. If you rap music and hip hop the last 20 years, does a motherfucker care? I had to learn through Dougie Fresh teaching me, like, yo, man, a motherfucker gotta care for you. You ain't up there for 60 minutes. You up there for 60 times 60 seconds.
True that.
So you got 3,600 seconds that you gotta fucking, because it only take 1 second for you to fuck up.
Yep. And that second feels like a lifetime. That is the longest second in your life.
Facts.
When you do this,
I
when you
know.
do what we do, that second is a lifetime.
Oh, yes.
And it never goes away.
Never goes away. How
Never
about me
goes
fucking up on TV that they had to fix? They had to fix in the post-production.
I can't say I haven't been through that shit. I have.
Man, we was on Jimmy Fallon. We did both Jimmys.
Yeah, we did both Jimmys, yeah.
That doesn't sound crazy with old hip-hop slang. But anyway.
Colton, you got any more over there?
Dude, we have a bunch.
Let's go. Fly through them. Come
Well,
on.
we got Jimmy James. This isn't for Chuck, but he's saying, yo, Bolton, you ever going to show my Master of Puppets guitar clip? Yes, we'll show that Friday for when the Strong's here.
Okay, yes.
And we got Wasky back in here saying, burn Hollywood, burn. Hashtag Chucky D.
My throat is burning. If anybody got some water, I'll take some water.
Yes. Didn't we?
Up extra.
Yeah, if we could bring
I
another
did.
one.
Oh, it was over here. Bobo drank it. There you go. Bobo got him.
Bogart got
See
it.
the two
We
of
need
them?
another water, Aton, please. Thank you very much.
All the water's all around.
Bring-
It was
Bring
wasn't
two
your
for
fault.
bring two for Chuck.
Bobo's
Aton.
double
Only
fist
one.
waters.
Only one is good enough.
Well, I'll take the other one. Let's go. Next.
And we got Megan.
Aton getting name checked on the show.
Oh, he gets listen. He gets name checked every day. Like every
man.
day.
Hey, we're still waiting for the Prophets of Rage, a picture table book with Aton took, how many pictures he took? About 20,000?
Probably 20,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
He works slow.
Wow.
20,000.
20,000 dope ass photos. Right?
Yeah, that we'll never see.
And we got Megan13 in here saying, I've listened to you from Yo Bum Rush, the show. Your voice is everything, Chuck.
Thank you. Was it Megan?
Yep, Megan.
Hey, Megan. Where you from, Megan? I like to know where people are from.
She's from New York, upstate New York.
NYC.
I think New
Alright.
York, upstate New York,
Or up-
like Buffalo
upstate.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep, Buffalo.
Yeah, she's from New York.
Buffalo.
Fellow New Yorker.
Yeah, Buffalo. It's 500 miles away,
Word
but,
up.
you know.
And Megan's
Canada.
also asking us to show this. She says she always makes banners whenever Public Enemy came to Buffalo.
Oh,
that's
wow.
She always hits up the front row, she says.
Damn.
There you go.
There you go. Yup.
Day ones. That's what they call day ones.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Did I tell you that also I had to reteach my crew on how to really seriously be honest and very truthful to the fanatics that you have? And I thought for one particular time, people were taking things for granted. And then we played Smoking Grooves with Cypress Hill. And that retaught them, because all I had to do is like, look at them over there. You see what they're doing?
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What do you do?
What are you doing?
And we got Alex Z in here asking, Chuck, is Long Island underappreciated in hip-hop?
No, Long Island had a time where we had the top of the pile, and then it moved on to other places. And so when you talk about a high competitive area, it depends on, it moves. So we had our area of time. We're not from the 5 boroughs. It's on the outside of the 5 boroughs. So I'm part of the competitive field where we wanted to always take it to the city hard. I was like, because you got to, y'all would know. It's like from in the West Coast, you always had to hear this thing out in New York. Well, we really heard it in Long Island. So we had to take it to them, you know, better, harder, stronger. And at one particular time, you know, you had EPMD, Public Enemy, you know, you had Rakim,
Strong.
right? So that's a strong combination.
Lineup right now.
And at one particular time in culture, from Roosevelt, Square Mile Town,
Right.
Square Mile Town,
Man.
the 80s,
Near Uniondale, right?
Uniondale's the next town.
Next over, right?
But you had the tops in hip hop, 88 tops in hip hop, sort of basketball in name, and also comedy movies. You had Murphy, PE, and Dr. J. So that was all from Roosevelt. Square Mile Town.
Wow.
One
Damn.
square mile town. You
Lot
know,
of
and then you
talent.
had people like Aaron Hall and Damien from Guy and then Steve White and Charlie Murphy and all the other stuff. All in one area of time, you
Did
know.
Busta Rhymes go there as well? Or?
He went to Uniondale, next town.
Okay.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
lot of
But
greats.
those guys used to come in as kids.
Right.
I kind of named Leaves of New School.
I had heard that.
Part of a rhyme, and also Busta Rhymes, and said that y'all just can't be Taheem and Brian and stuff like that. Come up with some illustrious names.
Yeah.
And I suggested. So I didn't see back. Yeah. I think it's best that you, but I suggest that, you know, Busta Rhymes reminded me it was this halfback for Nebraska. It's a dope running back. Used to be Nebraska versus Oklahoma back in the day. Yeah. And Oklahoma had a halfback named I Am Hip. I, letter M, last name Hipp. I was like, you know what? I'm already Chuck D for so long. I was like Chuck D for 10 years.
Yeah.
Chucky D, right? I can't do a name change. But if I could, I would be I Am Hip. Right. And he's playing against Nebraska, because, you know, Oklahoma and Nebraska had the football. Nebraska had a running back named Busta Rhymes.
Wow.
I said, that's a dope MC name. I would be that. But you know what? You should be this guy. And I'm trying to find another rapper named I Am Hip.
Wow.
But that was kind of rejected. But Busta Rhymes was picked up.
Yeah.
By a young man named Trevor
And he was
Smith.
from I thought he was from Rockaway.
And
no?
he's a legend.
From Uniondale?
He's from Uniondale, but he's from Brooklyn.
Oh,
so it's
Brooklyn.
one of those situations, your mom and you get there, your pops in
Were you
Brooklyn,
born
you
in
go back and
Queens?
forth. Born in Queens, 1960s, in the shadows of Flushing, New York.
Sir. My
yeah.
first apartment was, I was from Queens.
Yeah.
4 years before Shea Stadium was built, 4 years before the 1964 World's Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What part of Queens were you born?
I was born in Flushing.
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 Yeah, over
That's
when
where-
y'all fly into LaGuardia, that's
where Muggs is originally from.
Oh,
Flushing.
really?
Yeah,
And a large pro,
Bayside
right?
and all that area, yeah.
Large professor.
Yeah, and I tell you the other fact, not to bore you, that I'm the first rapper in Queensbridge.
Yeah.
Word.
We
That's
moved
right.
out in 1963 before those guys were born.
yeah. Word.
Which houses? Ravenwood or?
I don't know what the fuck. Queensbridge Projects. Right underneath the bridge.
Way back.
Yeah.
The way
I
back.
remember, because I have what you call
Photographic
memory. Not for lyrics, but photographic memory for sites and places. So I bugged my mom out one time when I drew the apartment, angle, wall to wall, room for room. Because first she was denying me, like, you don't know.
Put on
And then when I
paper.
drew it for her, she was like, that's it.
Holy shit. Yeah.
So I kind of could draw out certain things when somebody doubts me. I'm like, okay, all right, well, how about this? Oh, yeah, that is it.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you got the things in your mind, you can't get it out because I don't see what you're thinking
Right.
about. I don't see what
But
you
you can
see.
put it on paper.
So when you put it on paper, it's like, do you see this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I get it. Yes.
Yeah, you remembered.
Yeah.
And we got Todd Watson in here saying, thank you, Chuck. You're a hip hop pioneer and a true legend. Much love.
Thanks to
100.
Todd. Where's Todd from?
Not sure on that one. From the United States, though.
Smoke.
And we got Glenn the Baker in here saying, yo, Chuck, we love you and we love Madonna.
We love Madonna. Yeah, we have this bit, because Bobo and I have this Madonna story that she wasn't even in the story. You know what I'm saying? Just
It's a Madonna story.
It's a Madonna story
Without
without
her.
her actually being there.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
Shit.
But it was it became a thing here somehow.
Madonna has always been no short of amazing.
Yeah.
Just saw her drive,
Yep.
You think Madonna also had to pick up some stuff from Cher?
Oh yeah.
For
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Cher,
Blondie, Blondie,
definitely.
and Cher,
Yeah.
and you know.
Yo, I'm gonna ask you a question, B. And this has been fucking me up, right? And y'all, I'm not high. All right?
Right.
This has been fucking me up for our whole Prophets of Rage 4 years.
Right.
When we played the Palladium,
Right.
was Debbie Harry backstage? I in my mind when I got introduced.
You know,
That's
when
what
you
I'm saying,
when you
right?
say it, I'm kind of inclined to believe that she was there.
And I got introduced, and I don't know what's a lot of things going on, and I forgot who the guy was. I think it was an agent. Could have been like Joel Amsterdam or
A
whatever.
lot of people came to see us that night.
Right, and then the dude says, "This is so and so, and this is Deborah," and for some reason, everything's
Yeah.
backstage. You're moving. You're trying to get ready.
Tommy
Hey,
Lee was there that night too.
Yeah, I remember Tommy D.
remember.
But I think Deborah Harry was backstage.
She might have been.
Introduced on the low, and I kicked myself because if Deborah Harry, if I had that moment again, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah, she was the first artist, to really embrace hip hop that wasn't like a hip hop artist. She was more punk, new wave, whatever.
whatever she wanted to be.
Whatever she wanted to be, yeah.
Blondie was killing.
She was she was like before Madonna.
Yep.
Man,
You know
me
what I'm
and Sendog played with Deborah Harry in Vegas. We backed her up, and Sendog started rhyming, did a freestyle on Rapture.
Of course he did.
Yeah, he was moving on the
He was
stage.
moving.
Yeah.
Was he dancing around?
Yeah, he was doing
I always
all
tell
that.
him he should do Dancing with the Stars, Sandog.
Oh.
You should do it.
He's nimble.
He could do it, bro.
He can do it.
His knees are still all right. He could do it. Next.
And Glenda Baker's asking, what did you think of Madonna sampling the S1W beat on her Justify My Love track?
Well, I had a different point on it than Hank and some of the other guys. I said, a gunslinger don't rat on another gunslinger. So
Right.
when they took it, I was like, that's what it is, right? We definitely taking shit, And I was a little disappointed when it became a thing where all of a sudden it's a lawsuit going on,
yeah.
and it's always that somebody else. Never like me. I'm like, well, we're a gunslinger, so even on like the 10 Crack Commandments,
Yeah.
it wasn't me, but you part of a team, so you got to tell your other songwriters, like, yo, man, it's just we gunslinging, and somebody said, you know what? Then you pay me what I supposed to get out of your take, and I'm like, so that's how sampling lawsuits happen. There's other songwriters on there. So other songwriters like, yo, they your friends. They ain't my friend. I want my money.
Yep.
So that's where.
That's-
And me, I always thought like, well, we gunslinging. So to talk about gunslinging in the courts, it's like it's some ratty shit. But
I hear you.
But everybody, when the thing about it's like, and I'm like this, man, with art. I don't know if anybody, but I grew up in the arts in the 60s, 70s, or whatever. I don't make my art for nobody.
Right.
I don't make one motherfucking song for anybody else. I only make it for me. Now, you compromise when you work with other people. That's when all this other stuff comes in. It's like, okay, it's got to go this way because this is, you work together. And then another machine takes it on. I'm about 1,000% commitment of when I have to perform that art that's appreciated. But there's not anything outside of my body that's going to, I'm doing it for other than myself and my brain. As a matter of fact, after I release a record, I'm so done with it, I'm not going to listen to it again until
Yeah.
I perform it.
That's
Matter of fact,
the same shit.
yeah,
man.
I'm
Like,
dancing with it in my head, playing it in my car, and the minute it comes out, I'm not done with it, but I'm not going to be listening to it every day because I did it to the best of what I want. And to me, that's what an artist is supposed to be about. Now, when you mix it with commerce and all these other things, that's when the other party comes in. And so when it comes down to like, oh, well, you know what? You might not feel like that sample was taken. Somebody needed to get paid for it, but this person feel like it. And if you want to satisfy that person's thirst on it, then you pay them. I'm like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah,
You know, so
Right.
that's what this is the business that people don't understand. It's like it's beyond. Oh yeah, Chuck and Biggie, 10 Crack Commandments and those. It's like, yeah, man, I'm tied with other people that you also got to be. That's your team that you got to be accountable to.
Yeah.
Number one and first and foremost.
Yeah.
Right
So
on.
it's like, yeah, it's the. Me, I'm a little bit of kumbaya too much, and people like, yeah, Chuck, you kumbaya because you writing all the fucking songs.
Right.
But you know what? I'm on 2 songs, and I want my money.
Yeah.
That's the business that you're in, and you gotta nod your head to that.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
It is what it is.
And we got Jason Chance in here saying, thanks, Chuck, for always being the same from day one.
At 61, anybody that says that they're the same as they was 30 years old has not grown an inch is a goddamn fool. So I try to keep humility. I try to say peace and love is a thing I totally live for in the rest of my life. And at the same time, I feel that you have to fight for peace and love at times too.
Yeah.
So, you fight for serenity and peace and love. Love is the answer. Not everybody believes that.
Right.
I know this brother right here, the reason I say he's a Don, because he's not going to let anything come into that frame of that peace and love. You will have a problem. Matter of fact, anything enters this center, a haven, you have a problem with that because of the love. You have to protect the love.
Got to do it.
Fighting the power is fighting something that stops you from having and spreading the love.
That's right.
And we got DJ Paz in here with the super stick, with the mic.
Jewels are dropping today.
Yes. Woo! 100.
Take notes.
And we got Megan13 back in here saying, I saw my first Greenthumb show because of DJ Lord.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Yep. Salute to Lord.
Lord.
He's probably like, it's late for me, baby.
It's so late.
We got Gorilla Strong in here saying, can't trust it, was me and my fellow running backs get hype track before our 92 state championship win.
All right.
Thank you for sharing all of your artistry over these years. Chuck the Legend.
Thank you. Mommy, when he said that, it's like when I was in high school, our track theme was Boogie Nights, Heat Wave.
That's what he was getting hyped to Boogie Nights.
Yeah, man, that was the fucking 12th grade
Fucking
joint.
dope.
Boogie Nights.
And when you did track and field, what was your
all the power positions: high jump, long jump, triple jump.
Really?
And the 60 meter dash, I was a bad motherfucker, and I got
dang.
injured. I pulled. I was muscular in the thigh, but undeveloped in the pelvic. So the ligaments that connect the thigh to the pelvic pulled my pelvic bones out. The ligaments were so powerful, and I was done. And I had the nerve to try to still kind of like finish out the track season with some shit that could, later on. I'm lucky I don't have arthritis, but they were like, yeah, you didn't pop anything. Your ligaments and your muscles are stronger than your bones.
Right.
And but it was fucked up because it's like you ain't got nothing attached down here. And I tried to when I pulled up, trust me, I was burning this. It was a 60-yard dash back then. I was burning it. I was 100-yard dash. I was burning. I think I was on my way to something like a 10-9 that day, and then when that happened, that was it. No more speed. No more nothing like that. So I did power, high jump, which I wasn't good. I could jump, but I was afraid to do the Fosbury flop, which you flop backward over the bar.
Right.
I was scared, like, yo, man, what am I landing on?
Yeah.
And I wasn't tall enough to do where you straddle over.
Yeah.
So I wasn't that. And then long jump.
Yeah.
And triple jump. So I'm, long jumping 20.
Right. Wow.
Triple jumping 40 something, right?
God damn.
That triple jump is tough.
Boom, 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 right?
Yes, it is.
Then I'm hearing about this kid. He's in 10th grade, right?
Oh.
You know, I'm doing like 19, 11, 26, right? Long jump.
Yeah.
You know, you have feet, right? This kid, man, 10th grade, man, he's in Jersey. Yo, what do you do? 25-11. It's like, what the fuck?
God
What
damn.
the? Oh yeah, he running the fucking 100-meter in 9.8. Yo, what the fuck, man? Carl Lewis.
Carl,
Damn.
Then
That's
another
crazy.
dude, his age, was doing the same shit in the hurdles.
Yeah.
Nehemiah.
Oh, wow.
And they're both from
Legends.
Jersey. Nehemiah from Scotch Plains.
Wow.
Carl Lewis from forgot where in Jersey. What?
That
Yeah.
motherfucker was a
Yo, man.
bullet.
Jersey. Both dudes out. And let me tell you, man, these motherfuckers.
Shit.
I was like, and I'm in high school at the same time, right? I'm like, it's like, how can it be, man? It's like, yo, these motherfuckers coming out, they world beaters, man.
Fucking
And
lightning fast.
Nehemiah was a dude, man, that they said, yo, man, he went straight in the NFL. That's where he lost all that.
Yeah.
He lost the limber skills, but him and Greg Foster used to go head to head. So I was a kind of track and field fan.
Right.
I sucked at it. I mean, not sucked,
Compared
but
to these
yeah,
guys.
it's like, come on, those dudes, man. You know, after you had pin relays and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So yeah, that was the theme. Give another heat wave story, right? We doing sophisticated on Yo Bummers the show. What do you think the bass line is? Vernon Reed plays guitar on it, right?
Nice.
Bass line is groove line. Slow down.
Yeah.
Because faster go. Doom, 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 doom.
Shit.
So Vernon Reed is playing
Vernon Reed.
rock guitar on sophisticated on Yo
That's a
Bummers
bad
the show.
dude.
Yo.
It's amazing.
And we got Bobby Ryan in here. Thank you so much to Bobby Ryan for the super chat.
Bobby!
Thank you, Bobby.
And we got Jimmy James back in here saying respect to the legend Chuck D. We old school here too. Don't worry.
That's right.
I'll be beyond old school. I am Gran Torino.
Gran Torino school. GT school.
There was another thing that's similar to the Gran Torino. You ever see what was it? It was an oil commercial where the dude lifts up the hood and the guys are midgets. And remember they had AD in it, Anthony Davis in there.
Oh, yeah,
next
that's
to the
right.
carburetor.
That's right.
And the old white dude that looks at it and like, what do you want to do with that? You know, it's like, you know. So yeah, Gran Torino, 61.
That's fun.
Rare Air to Spit. It's going. Yeah, the song I'm working on is called "This Old Man."
This old man.
I mean, you've never really combined that shit in hip hop. Has there anything been about seriously like we talking about real old shit? Yeah. We not trying to appeal to a fucking 30-year-old like a teenager or a 20-year-old. So y'all got the commonality of weed.
Yeah.
And weed joins the generation together.
True that.
Peace, love, and
It's
harmony.
a bridge.
True that.
It's a
Right.
bridge, no doubt.
But you know, I mean, that's that. You know, I think that there's enough topic in.
Yeah.
You know, and especially the sad aspect of it. You know, in serious talk, we lost 19 hip hop contributors, music producers, etc. in the last 19 months.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, we could go off with DMX. You know, my man from People Under the Stairs. It's
Double K.
You know, Double K. It's like it go on with the list. Biz Markie. We could go on with the list.
Yeah, man.
19 people recently with Chucky Thompson, and it's like it's so. There are things to talk about,
Right.
but there are things to talk about that a young head probably ain't going to try to hear. It's like even when it comes down to COVID, a lot of them like, yo, that shit ain't affecting me. So you got to get into the conversations like, yeah, but your grandma live at the crib.
Word.
So while you might be cool, you go in, your grandma, she catch it. I mean, I lost people in my family, so it became a real thing, kind of like overnight, especially in New York.
Big time.
That's why even with Kyrie Irving, you know, and they got the New York stringent laws, just the same with L.A.
Yep.
Ball is ball, music is music, but when it comes down to the fucking seriousness that these cities are taking after they got leveled last year, New York got leveled, man, where they was putting bodies around the street.
Oh, yeah.
So the administration at Brass, they forgot that. So when we start talking about, well, man, lighten up and shit like that, New York ain't playing. I was just in a restaurant, and favorite restaurant of ours. We go in there, and they was like, woman who was at the door was like, show cards. Number 2, show IDs. You're not getting up in here. That type of thing. They got to be that way. It's like, wow.
My uncle, thank God, 3.5 months on a ventilator. Luckily he lived, but
Really?
he almost died from infections, being like fought for his life 3.5 months. So thank God. But yeah,
Really?
he got sick in like March of the first year, and he was there till like June. No, March, April. Yeah, June, end of June. 3.5 months on a ventilator. I'm sorry. So
Right.
out. So thank God he's alive. But I'm sorry to hear about your loss. That's
I
terrible.
don't have a quick conversation for somebody who wants to deal in the area of vaccines and stuff. If you 40 and under, that's a decision and research without you just using the buzzwords of research without doing research. Because you know what, we make light of no scholar, because scholarship requires that you read everything. See, we read what we like to read, or what we want to read, if we want to read at all. Scholars have to read everything, good, bad, and the ugly, and they have to debate and process it. And medical doctors got to go through a lot of ugly shit. So I'm not trying to debate my research with a medical doctor's research when you gather enough of them to have real conversations with. So at 61, I'm facing situations that are quite different than somebody floating through at 21. You know, you're facing peers who are compromised. Now, is this a vaccine plus commercial? I'm saying in my realm at 61, you got more years behind you than you have in front of you. So you got no other choice but to try to figure this one and think this one out. It ain't like you, I mean, I wrote a song that basically look at life in 4 quarters, like a basketball game or a football game. 0 to 20, right? It's your first quarter. Kind of see what the other team is about. Kind of come up with your game plan. Figure out what the game plan of the other team is. Finding each other out first quarter. Try not to trail by much. Second quarter comes. You know what the second unit is looking like. You kind of establishing yourself. You really starting to really know the identity of who you are. 20 to 40, that's the second quarter. Halftime, that's 40 years old in the game of life. Halftime, which means if you kind of behind the 8 ball all the way up to this point, you got a chance to turn it around.
Yeah.
Because you're going into the third quarter, which really kind of could determine the outcome of the game. Third quarter is what? 40 to 60.
Yeah.
This is where the game is won and lost. Many cats without a plan is losing in the third quarter. You out, and you getting blown out.
True that.
Those that kind of like, all right, we're back and forth, and we kind of didn't come out ready, possibly could lose in the third quarter. Third quarter for 40 to 60 is a period where we lost 19 out of the 19 cats.
Damn.
Fourth quarter, 60 to 80. This is where the game is really won or lost.
True that.
Many don't finish that game.
Nah.
60 to 80. That period right there, win and loss area. Anything after that?
Overtime.
Overtime. And in football, they call it what? Sudden death.
Sudden death. Yeah.
So you get your life breaks down into the game that you got to play. And the second half of that game is you really have to understand who you are, what you're not, what you could do, what you could leave alone, and then try to also build more proteges to be able to play their game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Giving them the knowledge to keep the game rolling.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I didn't mean to get long-winded on this.
No worries.
We got Little Snoop in here with the 1-up.
Little Snoop, what's up with the 1-up? Is that a NFT?
It's more like just a sticker.
It's a super sticker.
Super sticker, they call it here on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
And we got another one from CMC.
Oh, the Stony
The
Fox.
Stony Fox. Or the laughing, crying fox.
Sure,
Okay.
He's
Cry
stoned
laughing.
too.
Right.
All right.
And we got Edwin Velasquez in here saying harder than you think and show them what you got are dope ass songs to be bumping. Much respect to the legend, Chuck D.
thank you. I'd like to also divert that out to the rest of the crew, and the crew helped make it be what it is, and I hope one day to get back out with the crew.
And we got Wasky Wabbit back in here saying, Enemy Hill. I've heard enough. Chuck Cypress collab.
Well, we got together with the grand godfather of funk, George Clinton, and did something nice. So it was one at a time, and whenever B calls me to be part of something, boom.
Oh, we're gonna definitely do something.
Yep.
I have some ideas.
And Wasky's also saying, welcome to the Terror Dome. Come on down, get down.
That's right.
Hell yeah. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's probably the one that I had to write a signature, like who I am and how I feel. That's that song right there.
One of the fucking classics.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we got Bobby Ryan from Canada. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Right on.
What part of Canada?
Not sure on that one. We'll have to ask him.
Come on back. Let us know.
And we got Melvin Gonzalez in here saying, much love to you all. My first hip-hop show was in my Navy days stationed in Yokosuka, Japan in 1998. The Roots, Cypress, Coolio, and Public Enemy.
With no Flavor. Flavor missed that show.
Oops.
He's missed about 50 shows. And they all end up being better than what, but you know, they are, because the blessing and the curse is that Flavor is nothing like them. And it takes me to manage that, you know, because it's nothing like them.
Yeah.
But if you don't manage that, sometimes, you know, you don't have the flow that you need. Right. It might spiral down, and you got to roll it back, you know. So I've been saying this for like 50 years, and he's in the Rock Hall, so what the fuck? I mean, does it really matter? You know what I'm saying? But I tell him, I said, listen, man, it's like, you got to put in the work in order for us to work. It's like the whole key to brothers going to work it out. What do you think? I would go to people, I said, yo, man, what's Flavor? I said, the key is brothers going to work it out. What do you think is the key word in brothers going to work it out? Work. Yes. Not brothers. But we already brothers, and what? That ain't no work.
You gotta work.
Gotta work.
Gotta put the work in.
Brothers gonna work it out, and the people that tell me brothers versus work, it lets me know that we're okay, that's where you cool. That's why you in the seats. Work is the only thing, man. Your brothers, you come together, the only thing that holds you together other than the love that you got you got to work. And you got to respect the next man's work.
Word. That's right.
Because the next man or woman's work is work, and all of a sudden you stomping on that shit. It's like, that doesn't make you go well. No. You know, so you can't disrespect that.
True that.
And we got DJ Ballistic in here saying, sock the screen, fool.
Sock the screen, fool.
We got J Max C in here saying, peace, glorious day, 2 episodes back to back, plus a legendary pioneer. Salute to Chuck D and all of your accomplishments. Much love and respect.
Boom, boom.
Yes.
We got Wasky back in here saying, Chuck, do a single flip on the Stundin.
No, Chuck does not do these things.
No. Flip on the what?
Okay, so the Stundin glass is this thing right here. It's a gravity. It's a gravity bong.
It's a gravity bong.
And we, sometimes we
so
activate
what's this?
it. That's water.
Oh, that's water?
Yes. So so when you flip it, it creates pressure where it blows smoke out. It creates the smoke.
Even if I was even a weed smoker, why would I fuck with y'all? Y'all in the weed Olympics. Weed Olympians and shit. It's like anybody that comes in here, man, like think that they're smokers and then runs in here. It's a fucking haunted house.
We trained for this.
We trained for this.
Yeah, I know. It's like you're conditioned for this.
Yeah, exactly. It's a condition. Just like you said earlier in the conversation, conditioning.
Condition for this.
Very important.
Yeah, it's like, wow, I'm looking at this shit. I'm thinking like, I had a boiler replaced in Long Island last week. It looked like the boiler. It turned on with a hot water coil over here. So,
And we got J Max C in here saying, peace to Chuck. Was there any tracks or beats you heard over the years that you wish you got on but didn't get to or keep on repeat?
Let me tell you this. I've just done a song I have on my label, Spit Slam, record label. And big up to my man C-Doc out of Pittsburgh who runs it. doing a nice collaboration with Chill Rob G. And back in the day,
that would have been
when I heard The Power, first by Chill Rob
that
G,
was the joint,
and then Snap, I was like, damn, man.
Snap fucked him so hard.
I wish I could have had both of them songs. I wish I was on both of them songs. And same thing, like I was also telling Rakim, I said, damn, bro. Remember when, this is when you guys just was coming into Sony, CNC Music Factory
That's
had
right.
Make Them Sweat. Could you imagine Rakim on there?
What?
So I was like, damn, if I did Snap Ride, you did Make Them Sweat. This would be like,
oh,
because they were both kind of like
man.
copying styles.
Absolutely.
And with boom banging smashes.
Smashes.
Oh yeah.
Is there a song that if somebody mimic you, B? There's a couple of them out there where they mimicked you and became big hits, pop hits.
There's probably a couple.
There's
yeah.
probably a couple. It's a good one to think about.
Yeah, I got to think about
Because
it.
a lot of
Yeah.
cats just mimic your voice a lot and then try to, like, you know, just squeeze it up into pop hits too.
Yeah, they make it their thing somehow.
But you got 5 styles.
Fuck it. I'll take them. You know, I went to the Shaolin Temple and learned them all.
Yeah, man.
And we got Tony Tostada in here saying, "Yo, B,
Yeah.
what up, fellas?
What up?
Enjoying the later start time with Chuck D."
I know, so am I.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's the latest start time.
Yeah, we usually rock 2 p.m.
Oh.
And so this was a special edition style right here. And, you know, like most folks are either at work when we broadcast. So this is like good.
They get it live.
Yeah, they finally get it live rather than having to, you know, watch it after the fact.
I had to get down here and pay dues.
It's awesome having you here, man.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Thank you.
Yes, we love you,
And
Chuck.
Tony Tostada is asking, "Hey, was wondering if they're having some sort of 50% off at the buffet. Haven't seen any of the heavyweights in the Big Boys, Godfather, and E-Zone in a minute."
Yeah, there might be. You know, shit, I don't know. Godfather's coming in on Tuesday or Wednesday. And this is Godfather from the WWE, right?
Wow.
And E-Zone will be back, tomorrow, Thursday? Yeah, he'll be back in tomorrow.
We got Hood Hippies in here saying thanks to B for bringing this together for real.
Well, you are welcome and deserving of having a legend come drop jewels on you tonight.
Hood hippies. That's just so dope.
Right? You like that one?
And we got Utah Hawk in here saying legendary podcast. Thank you all. Saw Public Enemy live first time in '92 in Vegas Zoo TV tour, age 17. You have influenced my views on life more than you would ever know. Thank you.
Yep.
And if you're ever in Utah,
Man.
listen, my man right here is on the 1,000
Really?
In terms of, like, you know, whipping up like the bar. He threw some shit for Bobo on Bobo's birthday. He like barbecued up,
It was amazing.
like amazing
It
style, like pro.
He was using the SLC? Salt Lake City?
Yeah,
Or Ogden or
somewhere in there,
somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
We were in Sandy, Utah.
Yeah, we were in
Okay.
Sandy, Utah. But he's not from Sandy.
He's not
he
from
came
Sandy,
into
yeah.
Sandy. But he is a master. If you ever find your way down there, we will hook you up with our bro right here because we know firsthand he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Wow. Which brings me to like, you know, I was telling Anthrax last weekend because I was part of New York Comic Con. And I think they got one more show this year in Daytona. And I said I might just drop in on them and just like bring the noise and shit.
That's
so
the
I'm
one
saying
we're
it's going to be. Oh yeah, you're going to be there tonight too.
Daytona.
I was just ready to say,
Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah,
I was just ready to say, well, you know, I was going to drop in on a Cypress show.
we'll be right there.
I'll be doing
there.
double duty that night.
There
Come
it
on.
is.
Whoa.
There
Come
it is.
on.
Don't tease us.
I gotta get conditioned.
Yeah, let's get conditioned.
Wow.
Olivia Newton-John's gonna chime in and say, "Let's get physical."
She's gonna be there too.
No, she's in Xanadu, man. You didn't think I would reference that?
Well, you are DJ. You know, I always say when we're on the plane, we was on the plane and Be Real was our DJ.
Yeah.
And you would swear Be Real is 75 years old.
Why would he plays? Good.
Yeah, because he has a
His
wide
selection?
range of everything. So it's like, yo, I'm not look at this motherfucker's playing The Tears of Love for 1958. What the fuck? It's like, look out, Wolfman Jack. He fucking Casey Kasem in the air, man.
I got a vast library.
Man, vast library. I was like, I totally enjoyed it. I was like, wow. It's like, how old is this motherfucker? Yeah,
And
he's
some people question that.
best DJ. Best DJ. So yeah, I was not surprised about you and the Xanadu comment.
Damn.
Probably dated Olivia Newton-John.
Oh man, that would be a story right there, man. Shit. Oh yeah, I was around during Greece, and I was back. I was on the set.
Yeah, move, stand over, get out of the way, John Travolta.
Get out of the way, John. I actually almost had the part. Just couldn't dance
Too tall.
or sing, and I was too tall.
Well, John Travolta had leftover parts from Saturday Night Fever,
Yeah.
man. That's why he danced well on that one.
Oh shit.
And we got DB Spark in here saying, Chuck D, love and respect to you, man. Thank you for being an inspiration to a 22-year-old young cat like me.
Whoa.
Went out of my way to listen to Public Enemy during my teen years.
Wow, he went out of his way. Where you from?
And we got Master Chief Abbott in here saying, me looking at my girl, time for submissions.
All right. Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
boy.
Time for submissions, Bobo. You want some, son?
Man.
Hold on, wait.
No. Well, only one time a day. Only one time a day, okay?
And we got Omar Pagan in here saying, to Chuck, how did you link up with Pete Rock on that Shut 'Em Down remix?
They were young, quiet young men, him and CL Smooth. But he also knew a young lady by the name of Angela Thomas.
That's right, Angela Thomas.
And Angela
Sony.
was our right-hand woman in our time at Sony. Right before we even left, Angela handed over, Angela's unbelievable talents and underrated and still not appreciated to this day. And then Judy Watson who worked with her, and then later on Thais worked underneath them, both Thais Harris. But then with Angie also said, well, I have a young guy who also likes to make music, and he's got a deal, and they're doing their thing, and his name is Mr. Phillips, Peter Phillips, and we're working together. He's out of Heavy D's camp, and and we got to a conversation because P had never had a remix, and we were talking about really making the 12-inch do a little bit more.
Right.
And it was the second 12-inch because, Can't Trust It was the first one, or really the third record. So, once you 2 records in, we already had Bring the Noise. And then we had Can't Trust It. So that boom, boom. So the third is like a free play. You can throw it in the end zone. And that's where it's like, okay, let's give Peter Phillips a chance. And I said, he just can't do that. He has to do Night Train too.
Right.
So, and he said, well, he wants to rap on it too. I'm like, pfft. And a lot of PE fans, and you know how fans can get, especially back then.
Yeah,
and
they're real nitpicky.
They shouldn't have, shouldn't have remixed the Public Enemy record, and it's blasphemous to get on the mic on a PE record.
And
that was the type of.
And he was getting on everything at that time.
That was his first
produced.
part. That was his first year doing that, and I was like, fine, and let him do what he want. That's what we're here. We're here to usher a path for those to even be greater than us, and that's what we're here for, because that wasn't so much the attitude for 5 or 6 years before, where people were kind of clingy to positions.
Right.
And our thing was, you could just tell by our liner notes. Our liner notes was thinking 1 trillion people, and people were like, oh, what the fuck, It's like they didn't hear certain groups until they brought, because people were like, I didn't hear this group until I saw them on your liner notes, and I looked at it and said, but that was our job and our duty, and we did the same thing in hip-hop radio, too.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Hey, how many more you got over there?
Just a few yet.
All right.
We got Moontime in here. Thank you so much for the super chat.
All right, Moontime.
We got MF Rogan here saying, Chuck D, you inspired my generation to fight back against colonial oppression in New Zealand. We are definitely grateful. Long live.
Yes, and it's very, very joyful times going to New Zealand.
It's a great
Seeing
place.
The Maori people.
It's a great place.
Yes, great place. We had a great time touring there
Sure
too.
did.
So, sure did, right?
Sure did, man. Crowd was great.
Ooh.
The shows were great.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, being there with Cypress and Prophets, just great experiences in themselves, man. Because the people appreciate it in a different way, and they're just nice people.
Yes.
Word up.
Hell yeah.
And we got Wabbit in here saying, get up to get down, 911, a joke in your town.
Word.
It most certainly is.
Told Flavor a year before, said, listen, man, you got a year to work on this record. He surprised me when he came back. I was like, whoa, you worked on this record. Took you a year, but here we are.
Fuck it.
And we needed that from him, too, because I said, I need somebody else to step up. It's just not the one MC and everybody else. So
Yeah.
it was one of the most joyful times of my Public Enemy early period when I know I didn't have to be the number one dude, man.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big joint right there.
Man,
Yeah.
all I had to do was fall back.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's the break.
I fell back in the video,
That's
too.
the break in the show.
Man. Yo, man. It was like the video came on. I had to show up for like 5 minutes because I hated making videos. I showed up for 5 minutes and I just walked through there. And I helped construct the record, me and Keith. Construct the record, but that's different than constructing and you on it.
That's something you wanted to do. Being in the video, that's not something all of us wanted to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Some relish that shit. Like, I'm in the video. Yo, hold up. And others, we were like, do we really got to be doing this shit?
Yeah.
And, the answer is yes. You sort of have to, unless you got the type of video and the type of pull to be like, I'm going to not be in the video. We're going to do it this way.
Right.
But you don't always got that pull.
True.
Next.
And last in here, we got DB Spark saying, I'm originally from a small town called Hayburn, Idaho.
Oh.
And now I'm living in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Whoa.
All right.
Wow.
You go down and across.
And we got
Crossing down.
Just got one more here. We got Weg saying, this podcast is crazy. I can literally ask B Real and Chuck D a question live, and I'm just a random guy from Indiana. Pretty cool.
What part of Indiana? You just can't name a state.
Okay, look.
and then people end up saying, "Well, it's a town you never really heard of called Evansville."
Look, look. So look, we're gonna implement a new Chuck D rule right here.
I like
All
that.
right. When you super chat us a question or a comment or a shout out, make sure you leave the city and state
Yes.
that you are from.
very
All right, so that
important.
we know where you are
It
chiming in
helps.
from.
I had guys
It
in my
helps.
crew, right? I mean, I'm a geographic person. I would drive to a lot of dates, and I got some guys in the crew. It's like, it was like, we just left Detroit. You don't know we just left Detroit? We're going to Buffalo next, right? You don't know we're going to Buffalo. You forgot that we was in Chicago before Detroit? I'm like, and y'all don't even smoke weed.
Hey,
Just
Chuck,
not just being geographically like, it's like I'm going down to Toronto and I'm going up to New Orleans. The fuck
no.
are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's the whole. You're twisted around.
Yeah.
You're flipped around. Hey Chuck, the reason I wanted you to come by, not just to chop it up with us, but long ago, you know that we're always interactive with our fans. This is something that we've been since day one, and you briefly mentioned it, like when we would have the autograph booths at Smoking Grooves, and we were like doing meet and greets before they were called meet and greets.
Yes.
Right? And you were a part of a couple of them, right? And so, being on this show, our version of that is interacting with our chat room, which we call the Insane Asylum. So they're big fans of Public Enemy, and I thought this would be everything for them, and you would appreciate, the fact that we're still interacting and still
man,
doing that
it's
type
the
of shit.
greatest thing in the world, man. And seeing y'all do it in 1998 on Smoking Grooves, and every night going right after the show to a booth and signing thousands and thousands of That's why the next act didn't have anybody. Because
we were soaking the ball up. They got mad at us for that, but they never said anything.
It's like the crowd is going to be on that Cypress Hill line, and
we kept working. You know what I mean? It's
man.
like, man, after the show, would just like sign every
till everybody was done.
It was
Yeah,
done.
It was amazing.
we tried to get it done before the next act went on, but like more people would just fucking come
not
through.
gonna work.
Yeah, it didn't.
Well, number one, it was unprecedented.
Yeah.
No other hip hop act dared. Well, in the beginning when we started, we broke a lot of ice because my crew would go in the stands and pass out pictures and flyers and sign shit when people were like, "Who the fuck," you know?
Yeah.
But then that developed into something else. You know what I'm saying? I will always go in the audience, but they wouldn't know why. I could be right behind somebody, they wouldn't know. I'm unassuming. It's like I'm not 6 foot anything. It's like whoa. I just like, whoa, you seem like you're like this. Even when I'm next to you, you seem like you're 7 feet, but you're not. But I'm like, yeah. But I would be like hospitable with every fan to see y'all out there. I'm like, okay, that's how we do it, but they're doing it like, okay, we're right here. Let's chop it up. Let's talk. Knowing that you signed somebody's piece of paper, that's not a signature for the moment. That's a lifetime connection in there. And that's why I tell people all the time, 2 seconds or 1 second could have a motherfucker say, yo, I love you forever, or fuck you.
Yep. It's one of the other.
One or the other, man. Let me tell you this story, right? This is a story. I'll be quick at it because the contact is setting in. No. But listen. 1974, grandparents in Detroit. My father, we go out there in a summer trip, and we go to a Cleveland Indians Detroit Tigers game. I'm a massive collector of baseball cards and doing baseball player illustrations, which coincidentally has come full circle because I've done 2 videos on Major League Baseball Network, which is like with my art and also rhyming and spitting and all that. Another story. But back in the day, you can go to the clubhouse when players are leaving the clubhouse and going out into the street. And the Tiger Stadium is on the side of the stadium. And so myself, my grandfather, my father, and my brother, big up to E, my bro.
Yeah, big up to E.
I'm collecting autographs. Like back then it was just autographs, And I got like shit, I'm gonna hang them on my wall. So all the players the Detroit Tigers come out, sign it, you know what I'm saying? I know all these guys. I got all the baseball cards, so I know who's coming out, boom, 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 being nice about it. My dad also flagging some people down. Hey, my son knows you. The ball player that probably was the hottest one at that particular time out of the both teams, plays for Cleveland at the outfield position. He comes out. I ask him for his autograph very nicely. He says no.
What?
And, dude's towering. He's 6'5", right? So he's kind of like looking over everybody's heads anyway. So he keeps walking towards the door out into the street. So my dad even said, well, my son has gotten autographs from all these people. He really collects, he honors, he got the cards and all that. It's 74 before baseball card collecting became this thing, like wrestling or whatever. So he said, nah. I don't know if he had a bad game or bad, you don't know this at the time. I'm like, damn, man, I just need his autograph. Oh, we good, right? Wow. We follow him out to the sidewalk to the cars where the cabs is pulling up. Finally, my dad asks, excuse me, we come from New York, my son is collecting baseball cards. He hangs on the wall. He put the autographs on the wall. You got other, He says, move back from the cab. Closes the door. And all of a sudden, you see the cab disappear with the 2 fucking red lights. This is the reverse of Joe Green shit, right?
Oh, man. Totally the opposite.
It's like, it was like, so like the 2 seconds that he could have boom, boom, boom. So
he lost the fan
he would come
forever.
up the plate. My pops would be watching the game, right? My pops is funny. He'd be like, Chuck, here comes your boy. He got traded to the Cardinals. He got traded here and there. Every time I say, Chuck, your boy is up.
Chuck, your boy is
so I'm
up.
like, yeah, I remember that moment. Here we are, right? Seriously. We almost 50 years later, man. Yeah. And I remember that moment like, fuck this dude, right? How long did that shit take to sign the shit?
2 seconds.
2 seconds, right?
Took him longer to tell you no.
Well, here we are 47 years later from 2 seconds, which means
it lasts a lifetime.
And you know, and we don't all catch our fans on a good moment. And sometimes it's shit that slipped through, like, yo, man, I hollered at you, you didn't look this way, and whatever, he was in a rush, and all that. And you're like, yo, man, it's not like you get the L, but yo, bro, it's just like, if shit happens, we got to keep it moving, whatever. But we got rare cases of that. Rare cases. And you know, sometimes you catch them back around the other way around, man. I mean, after a while, you got thousands. How can you actually handle everybody? But it taught me a lesson. I didn't know where I was going to be famous or anything. But at that point, I said, I don't care if it's 3 seconds and I got the 3 seconds. I don't know whether this autograph I'm signing right here is going to last a lifetime that might change somebody's life or something that might behoove the world for the better. And I always had that attitude. And Red Alert, the great DJ Red Alert, the great cool DJ Red Alert said it best when I told him that story. He said, yeah, be careful of the foot you step on because it might be attached to the ass someday you'll have to kiss.
Word.
Yeah.
Truth.
That's the truth in the words.
Yes.
Hey, man, this has been a special edition of the Dr. Greenthumb podcast. Special for you.
Yeah.
My man, the legendary Chuck D in the fucking building.
Thank you.
And
headed to the restroom. Immediately.
Salute, you got any shout outs, Chuck?
My shout out would go to Dr. Dominique, who actually holds it together for Papa. Out to DJ Lord, you know, just keep it going strong. Play and smash the world. And then everybody out there, you know, I do the And You Don't Stop radio show where I play everybody's music here. Just played on Bobo's latest album.
Oh, shit.
Graced it.
Whoa, man.
We on top of it, bro. That's what I do, man. You know, you know, and I have the rap station. We was open up the RSTVapp.com, which we have a lot of different type of shows. So, you know, having that platform on the visual side, we think is really productive. And just out there, everybody up there, just keep your head up, stay safe, and give peace, power, and love.
That's right. See.
Hell yeah. What up, everyone? Thanks for hanging out with us today on the both editions of the Dr. Greenthumb podcast. I'll see you guys on Monday. I'll be doing the mix again at 9 a.m. as well as back on the Dr. Greenthumb podcast here at 2 p.m. every Monday through Friday. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for hanging out.
Colton.
Shout out to the Insane Asylum. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Bra. Thank you so much for holding it down. Shout out to Chuck D. Thanks for coming through, man.
Thank you.
And we'll get back to submissions tomorrow, so don't worry. We had some angry people in the asylum tonight like, yo, why ain't you guys playing submissions?
Yo, get over yourself tomorrow.
It'll happen.
What's up, Callie?
Actually, tonight, big shout out to Chuck Torino.
Chuck Torino. I like that.
Big shout out to Be Real.
Chuck Torino.
That's going to be the new nickname.
Chuck Torino.
Chuck T.
Code name Chuck Torino.
Royalty goes to Cal.
Yeah. Big shout out to Be Real for having me here. And Bobo, like everybody at this table. Yeah. I grew up like, you guys are my fucking idol. So being able to sit here with you guys today was an absolute honor. So,
right on, Cal.
Thank you, sir.
For real. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
The icon, Eric Bobo.
Man, first of all, I just have to just thank you, Chuck. The inspiration for the years of the music. I'm proud to call you a brother, proud to call you a musical peer, and you are a true icon This is Team Icon right here. Chuck D, the rhyme animal.
That's
Love
right.
you, man.
Cannibal.
Love you.
Love
Word
you
up.
too, Eric Bobo. And it really prided me when I was able to get to you and your mom's illustration.
Yeah, man, that was amazing. That he painted a illustration of me and my pops,
That's amazing.
and we showed it at the exhibition that we had for him, and it's amazing. Thank you for that. We love that. I told my mom, this is the guy that I would be. This is the guy that I will be playing every day.
The guy.
You know, the guy.
Wow.
What you say, man? Lower that shit.
I just want to say to my brother Chuck, I grew up listening to you. You're one of my mentors and one of my biggest inspirations and family,
Yeah,
to say the
family,
fucking
man, for
least,
real.
man.
Yes,
To say that I've gotten to do this work with you, it's been a fucking honor, and I know we're gonna do more.
Yes,
so
sir.
it doesn't stop there. And thank you for coming here, and I love you. You know that.
Yes, I love you too.
And
bro.
I want to say thanks to all these motherfuckers out there that tuned in again
Yes.
to get down with the legend right here.
Thank
you know
you.
what I'm saying?
Appreciate
it. Stay with love, because love is the key. No booth
Thank you,
thinking.
for real.
All right? You stay with that, everybody. Smoke one and have a good night.
Peace.